conversation came up. We were at a club in Amarillo having a cigar and drinking, and something came up and somebody said something, well, y'all just, about pranks, how you could get somebody, and somebody volunteered. They said, well, just go behind him when he's not paying attention, hit him with a board. I said, you'd probably kill him. And Doc went like that. We'll talk about that later.
Hello, all you couch detectives out there. My name is Lee. Thank you for being here. Today's case brings us to Lubbock, Texas. In July of 2012, Dr. Joseph Sonnier was found shot and stabbed to death in his home. After investigating further, detectives believed that another doctor was behind it. Dr. Thomas Michael Dixon, a plastic surgeon from Amarillo, Texas. But of course, the good doctor could not get his own hands dirty. His longtime friend, David Shephard, may have been the one to actually commit the crime. Police brought David Shephard in for questioning. This is David Shephard's interrogation.
Okay, are you a little too tight?
I tried to tell them I needed bigger cuss of it. I don't even reckon I drank beer. Dennis. You, sir.
How are you doing?
In a suit. My spirits are better.
Yeah.
I've lost weight.
This is Ray
Looking really good.
How are you, sir?
He's going to do
Take it, Martinez.
Is that true? Is he going to do most of it?
No, I don't think we've met. You know what I'm gonna do?
I promise I'll be compliant, won't cause any
I'm
problems.
gonna take these off because they look like they are too small.
They are, and
Yeah.
I can handle the ones on my ankles, but these are killing me.
It's too big.
What do they do, make you take the stairs?
Huh?
They make you take the stairs?
And I get with my stride, it's really like this when you got those long legs that are so far up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can I pull my pants up?
Sure.
I hate that look.
That's you right there.
I promise I'll be totally compliant, won't cause any problems.
Have a seat there.
Even though I might like you to put a bullet right here, but I'm not gonna, I'm too much of a coward.
All right. You're David Shephard?
David.
Your name? Okay, what do you want me to call you? Dave, David?
That'd be fine, sir.
Okay, either one.
That'd be fine.
All right, good. My name is Martinez. I'm a detective here with the Lubbock Police. You've met Detective
Met a
Johnson.
couple of times.
Okay. We're going to go over this case. I'll explain to you some of the things that I'm going to ask you. Your attorneys are here. If at any point you feel like you need to ask them something or whatever, they're right there.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Did the document? We're good to go then.
Okay.
Let me tell you one thing before we start, okay? Everything's being recorded. If he's talking, I want you not to, okay? Because if two people are talking, it's going to sound like garble on the tape. So I want you to let him, even if you know what he's going to ask, let him finish, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay. You doing okay? I mean, I know the handcuffs were a little tight and all, but other than that, physically, you're okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. You don't have any injuries or anything we need to know about, need to take care of?
What do you mean, injuries like while I was in the jail or anything
Yeah,
else?
right now, you're okay.
I'm fine, thank you, sir, for
Okay,
for
all
asking.
right, all right. If at any point, at any time that we're talking here, you need a bathroom break, you need some water, so we have some water here, let me know and we'll break, okay?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to be uncomfortable, so make sure you let me know and we'll take care of it.
May I have a water bottle in case I get cotton mouth while we're talking.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna start off here, I'm gonna read you your Miranda warning.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have the right to remain silent and not make any statement at all, and any statement you make will be used against you at your trial. Any statement you make may be used as evidence against you. You have the right to have a lawyer present to advise you prior to and during any questioning. If you are unable to employ a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed to advise you prior to and during any questioning. And you have the right to terminate this interview at any time. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you these other questions here. Do you knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily waive these rights and wish to speak to me now and answer some questions that I have about this case?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right, good deal. Like I said, and your attorney's just informed me, you know, this is a microphone, this is being recorded. I have a list of some questions that we're gonna make sure that we need to get answered, but we're gonna discuss this case. I'm sure we're gonna be here for quite some time, and like I said, I wanna make sure if at any point you need a break, you need to go to the bathroom or whatever, because if we need to, we're gonna take a little break. All right, so you let me know if you have a bathroom break or something.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
One concern I have is sometimes with the ankle bracelets, if we're gonna be sitting here a long time, being so big and the way my circulation is,
Sure.
I sometimes will cross my legs,
Okay.
you know, to break so I don't have
I'll
the thumb
tell you
posts or
what, I
anything.
don't have a problem with removing those.
Left ear's a bad ear.
Okay, all right.
But that's why I didn't know if I was supposed to look over here or talk here. I'll be glad to do.
No, you're fine just like that. We're gonna go ahead and take those off, that way you can be comfortable.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Detective.
You're welcome.
So. All right, man. Here you go. Better?
Yes.
All right, Dave. You and I have never met. I'd like for you to tell me just a little bit about you. You know, I have a couple of questions. Like, you know, where are you from?
Amarillo.
Amarillo? Were you born and raised there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How old are you right now?
51 and a half.
You have family there in Amarillo? Wife?
Ex.
Okay. What's her name?
Lori.
Lori? She's still living there in Amarillo?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you, what is your profession? What do you do for a living? What have you done?
For the last 8 to 10 years, I was in pharmaceutical sales. I was in the process of developing a medical services company.
Oh, okay. That's pretty much what you've done all your...
For the last 10 years, I've been in house construction, sold insurance. For the most part, after college, I was a mortgage note broker in the secondary market.
Pretty good business, pharmaceutical sales?
Unbelievable.
I always heard that was a pretty good deal. Let's get to the part here, and I'm going to tell you something. One of the things that I'd like to get right off the bat, because I have some people standing by, to go over this phone that we have that belongs to you,
Yes, sir.
okay? And in case we have questions about that.
Yes, sir.
So that's one of the first things that I'd like to do. And from what I understand, it has a passcode that
Yes,
you
sir.
need to have to get in it. Can you give me that, please?
Yes, sir.
What is it? Is it a pattern?
It's a panel, you have to do a design on it.
Okay, if that were, look at
May I
that.
draw it on here?
Yes, sir, if you don't mind.
May I stand up?
Sure, stand up. There's a marker right there.
This is a good representation. Lower left, starting to the top, across, down to the center. That's the password.
Okay. All right.
Can you read that, understand?
Yeah, yeah. What kind of phone is that? Do you remember?
It's a Sprint. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Evo 3 or 4.
All right. I'd like for you to tell me how it is that you ended up meeting up with Dr. Dixon, Michael Dixon.
2 or 3 years ago, we were at a smoke shop, maybe 4 years ago. Actually called the smoke shop it was in Western Plaza at the time, right there on Hobbs. And smoking cigars is a very sociable thing. and we just connected and hooked up, started having friends. I left pharmaceuticals, had another business opportunity, asked him about it, got back into pharmaceuticals for a couple of more years after that.
So y'all just happened to meet up in the cigar shop? Just
That's it, and kind of had a connection.
Okay.
Just progressed since then.
All right. And you said that was about 3 or 4 years ago?
This is my best recollection.
Okay. And tell me about y'all's relationship, how it evolved as far as like, oh, did y'all start hanging out like, once a week or?
What pretty much happened is we ended up seeing each other, saw several guys, and he's quick-witted. I'm kind of a sassy smartass, and we just kind of hit it off, doing that kind of stuff. I went to his spa. He owns Sensei Med Spa, and I was there once getting a manicure and pedicure, being in sales, trying to keep your hands looking good. And he came by, and I knew he owned it, and he came by, and he goes, Dave, I didn't know you were going to be here. And he goes, I brought something for you. He just got back from Amsterdam. And so he ran home and brought me some little cigars that were made from a cigar shop there in Amsterdam. It's 100 years old. And when he did that, well, then all the girls there realized that I'm a VIP because I'm a friend of the boss, and he just left to go home to bring me cigars from Amsterdam. And it was pretty nice. And then I said, well, let me take you out and get a drink. And then we just gradually watched a football game, smoked a cigar, and realized that, it's hard for older guys to have that social connection where it's not, all the time doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It developed more seriously probably about 2 years ago, 2.5, maybe 3, let me think now, best recollection. Probably close to 3 years ago, I was having marital problems. Found out he was having the same thing around March, I think it was April 2010. I just called him and said, I got bad news. He goes, what? I said, my wife just told me yesterday she wanted a divorce. He goes, I got served last week. Kind of both doing the same thing, both moving out, ended up hanging out more. That's where it gave more, we started seeing more of each other.
Sure.
But we'd go out and have a drink, have a cigar, all our other friends were married, so it came to where like, hey, let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings and get a toddy.
Okay. So y'all talked a lot about your personal lives to each
Yes,
other?
sir. Yes, sir. So, somewhat, like gentlemen do,
Yeah, as far as like going through the divorce. and
Oh,
all
sure.
that. Okay. So, did he pretty much keep you informed about his relationships after he got divorced?
I don't know to what extent he kept me informed. I know of some of the relationships and some aspects of it, but I don't know how exclusive that was. I never met all his girlfriends. I knew he was seeing a lot of girls, but I don't know to what extent my knowledge is.
Let me ask you this. When was the first time that he ever mentioned to you this Rochelle Shatina?
I met her in October. Excuse me. My best estimate is September, October. He had just closed on it. He'd rented a house on Timber Creek. Once his divorce was final, he closed on it, bought it, and they invited me out. And he made pizza on the grill, and I met her there. I knew he was dating her before that because he showed me a picture. So I met her the one time. It seemed like it was in the fall.
Tell me what he told you about her. I mean, just about this new relationship he had or whatever.
She's around 49, 50 years old, smoking hot, looks younger than she was, seemed to be a former professional cheerleader. I don't know if it's Atlanta Falcons or Atlanta Braves, I don't know, something like that. Thought she was great. Since she was in info, they kind of got a little crazy and stuff, and said that she was kind of bipolar sometimes, depending on what kind of mood she was in. So, and then later, when they broke up, he said she was crazy, used some colorful words.
Did he ever mention how he met her?
No.
No.
Hold on, let me think. He met a lot of women through Match.com, through it online. I don't know if she's one of them or not. I can't say. That's
Oh, I
guess.
see. So he had a Match.com account?
I believe it was Match.
And when you met her, tell me what you thought about her.
I thought his first impression was right, because she was very attractive, very polite, very friendly to me. I liked her a lot. I mean, I didn't see she was nuts or crazy or rude or bitchy. I could see where she could be, but she was very friendly to me at all, and I thought she was just lovely. I thought she was just a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And I'd only met her one time at his house, so we had pizza. I was probably there an hour and a half, 2 hours, had a couple of scotches, had a cigar out by the patio, and that was it.
And that was the only time you'd ever met her, seen her in person?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if that was in September or October of this last year, correct? Because we're in October.
11.
Yeah.
So of 11 last year.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay. All right.
So, you know, it was in the fall, you know, it's
Sure. In that time span of September,
August, October,
yeah.
something there.
Okay. So, how long, do you recall how long he dated her, or before they started having, did they have some kind of problem, or what happened?
I don't know why they broke up. It seemed like they were dating, I'd say 3 to 6 months. I don't know exactly when he started, but it seemed like at least 3 to 6 months. I know he was dating some at the end of the summer, and it was in the fall when we had that, because I know it was past summer, because I wanted to invite to his new pool, and he never did. So it was pretty much after the pool season, and they broke out.
And did he tell you that he was having problems as far as the relationship with her?
It wasn't, he didn't disclose that to me.
And at some point, did he end the relationship with her?
He mentioned it later, like in 2012, January, February, because he was seeing another girl. And I asked, well, what happened to Rochelle, the blonde cutie, the cheerleader? I think is what I asked. What happened to the cheerleader? He goes, she turned nuts on me. Because I hadn't seen her since, I can't remember if it seemed like it was like October when he said that. That's why I'm thinking it may have been September when I met her.
Who was the new woman that he started seeing?
He's been seeing a girl named Ashley. She's probably 23 to 25. And he told me she was a med student. And I met her several times. She's a real sweetheart. She's a real nice girl.
You actually met her?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell me this, when did you first find out about Dr. Sonnier, the one here from Lubbock?
It seemed like my best estimate would be February, March of 2012.
And tell me how it was that you came to find out about him, anything about him, that even existed.
He asked me if I knew of a girl in Lubbock that would mind making $1,000 to cause a problem. And he pretty much wanted to break up Dr. Sonnier and Rochelle, with my impression that he wanted to cause her discomfort. And he was asking me if I knew somebody that would pretend to be like a sugar baby of Dr. Sonnier and then meet him someplace we're not supposed to and just have a big fabrication and sort of Rochelle, because he goes, that will mess with her up. The way her brain works intellectually, just the appearance that this guy might have something on the side, his words, excuse me, would fuck her up. And then he goes, that's what I want. He goes, I'll pay her $1,000. He goes, I'll pay her money just to do it, but if they break her up, it's $1,000.
And was that the first time anything like that had been discussed?
Yes, sir. In my presence, yes, sir.
And what did you think about that?
He mentioned that he wanted to cause her a problem because he left his wife for her. You know, she broke up his marriage, and I knew they had some problems with Shannon, his ex-wife, and her on the phone, and cussing back and forth, and sending text messages, and he just wanted to, I guess, pay back.
And that was that the first time that he'd ever brought a subject like that up, as far as
Yes, sir.
to mess with
Yes, sir.
anybody?
Yes, sir.
And What was your response to that?
I was beating my head as if I knew somebody, and I thought, well, I don't know. I said, I know a couple of girls that are like partiers, and they might let me give them a call. Help a buddy. Said, yeah, I'm gonna give them a call, and they weren't interested. One of the girls was in Amarillo, as a stripper, and I said, for $1,000, those girls will do almost anything if it doesn't do anything, and they kind of took a pass.
So basically, you told him you checked and see if
He was with me. I said, he goes, well, call him. So I pulled my phone and texted him while he was with me. I didn't do it on the side when he wasn't around. It was always when he was
right
present.
when he was right there. Can you give me the name of one of the strippers that you called?
The only one was a stripper. The girl in Amarillo, she dances by Lily, but her real name is Sheena. She's blonde and she works at Cassidy's. Been there for several years. And her number is on my cell phone.
Okay.
And the text messages maybe is still there as well.
You text message with her
I did a couple of times.
about that specific?
I'd have to refresh my memory, sir. I
Okay.
don't want to.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so let me ask you this: when that didn't pan out, what did he think about that? What did he say?
The next step in my recollection, thinking back on this, is that he was saying, well, I'd just like to cause him some problems because then it would, maybe he would get away from her. And I said, why do you want to hurt him? Why, if you're going to do that, why don't you just hurt her? That kind of stuff. And I gave him some suggestions. And he goes, I wouldn't, he didn't like the suggestions I gave. And then I said, well, if you're trying to hurt the guy, I said, the only thing I could think of would be a random act of violence, something, where he's out dinner or something like that. And he goes, yeah, but I don't want to, I don't know if I could do that. He didn't know if he could do that. Come down here, I don't know where he's at and that kind of stuff.
Let me ask you this: what were the suggestions that you gave him?
I gave him one suggestion to go to an adult bookstore and buy the most obscene, nastiest man-boy love association book he could and buy him a subscription and send it to his office. Because I said, that's a gift that'll keep giving. I said, no matter how many times he calls, if it's paid for, it's coming to his office. It will embarrass him, and then you can send a letter and follow up where it comes from, and if you're trying to cause him distress.
Sure.
And he goes, well, that didn't really affect her. I said, then do something where it goes to her and she's got kids in them. And he goes, well, I like the kids. I don't want to have them see that. So they didn't really like that. And I'm just not very clever.
That's fine. So let's go when you had the discussion about the random act of violence. What else did he say about that, or did y'all discuss that any further?
He liked that idea.
And tell me about what y'all talked about as far as that goes.
He said we have to follow him, have to figure out where he's at, and then follow him, and then try to get a time, in the location where they go on a habit, where there's, a regular occurrence, and that way what his habit is, and what a precise time where he might be there, and then you could have a problem, and then you could say, listen, this is, and then blame it on her like it was an ex-boyfriend did it. And that would make him not want to do that with her, and stay with her.
And did y'all discuss like the specific act?
No, sir. I can't recall that anyway.
Okay. So when y'all discussed that, did y'all plan on like a time frame, or we'll discuss it later, or what was the next step?
Best recollection I remember, I'm trying to think exactly how it worked, because I didn't really think, keep it in my head. I need to remember this. He had met a lady from Midland and met her in Lubbock. Said they, had a hookup. He said, I met her on one of these dating websites, and he met here. And I don't know, thinking back, I'm not sure if that was a real deal or not. But the next week, he goes, hey, what are you doing? Let's take a trip to Lubbock. We drove down to Lubbock, and next thing I know, he's on the deal, and he tells me that Rochelle and her paramour, Dr. Sonnier, take these dance classes. And he showed me where the dance class was, where to go. He goes, well, stay back. He goes, what kind of car he had? He knew what kind of car he had. Wrote down the license. He goes, let's follow when they leave. He was already trying to tell me where they go and that kind of stuff. And he goes, hey, can you come down here some? I'll pay for gas, and you could kind of get a pattern of what they're doing.
So he was already here, and
We drove down from Lubbock.
okay, both of you together.
Yes, in my car.
Okay. And do you know about more or less when the time frame of when that happened?
You know, that's where, you know, it came pretty close, you know, that 2 or 3 weeks ago. I believe that was like in March. I mean, if he first mentioned February, it might have been into January, but I mean, it's right in there in those 4 or 5 weeks between the end of January and the middle of March.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember when spring break was there. I'm sorry, I just didn't.
That's fine.
I don't want to mislead you what it is,
Okay.
but it's around that area.
And so you and Michael Dixon come here to Lubbock.
We did.
Y'all drove together.
Yes.
In whose vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Whose vehicle was it?
My vehicle.
Yours.
Yes.
Yours. And what type of vehicle did you have?
I had a Dodge Durango, 2005 Dodge Durango, 2-wheel drive, all black.
And when y'all first got here, where was the first place that y'all went?
I'm trying to think. Drove by the country club. He told me she lived at the country club and drove me down the street where she lived. And then we drove around the loop to where the dance class was.
You remember the name of the dance class?
And I can tell you where it's at, but I don't know the name of it. I think I can tell you where it's at. You know, the loop. It's off of Frankfurt over there by a big car dealership where the Hummer's place used to be. There's a strip center over there on the west side. Just further up the street, like on 66, 68, something like that. There's a church on the corner. So
Right.
whatever that street is, I'm just drawing a blank.
Okay.
But it's a Labella or something, and they have dance classes.
Okay. Do you remember?
Ballroom dance classes, excuse me, ballroom dance.
Ballroom dance. Do you remember what day of the week that was? Was it on a
Yes,
weekend?
I know that it's, well, it's 2 nights a week, and I can't remember, it was Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think.
It's not that big a deal. I was just
I'm
wondering, I
sorry.
didn't know if it was a weekend or.
No, sir.
It was
No,
not
sir.
a weekend?
No, sir. It was the first 4 days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's going to be 2 days of those 4.
Okay, all right. So you drive by Shatina's house and then y'all go around the loop to, Rochelle?
Oh, shit, I didn't know her last name, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you'll go by the country club area where she lives. You go around the loop, go to the dance lessons ballroom place.
It was between times that things started, it was before 7. It seemed like their lesson started at 7. The car wasn't there. We run back down 66th or whatever that street is right by the church and go to a Sonic, get a burger, get a Coke, come back around, and we're on a side street. And it's like, then it gets to be close to 7 o'clock. Sure enough, they drive up. He ducks
see him
down.
drive up?
I didn't see him. I didn't know what I was looking for, but he ducks down. I guess he knew. And they went right down that street, whatever that street is. We were on the side street, 67, 68, but just north of the dealership.
Okay.
And on that, they went down the street that ran north-south.
Let me ask you this. You were driving?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me ask you this. When you went to Sonic
Yes, sir.
and to get a burger, it's just y'all two in the vehicle?
Pardon me?
Just you two?
Yes,
Both of
sir.
y'all?
Yes, sir.
Who paid?
He did.
He did.
I didn't have any money.
Okay.
I was on unemployment, and he paid for everything. Paid for my gas, paid for my meals.
Do you recall if he paid with cash or a card, or by any chance, do you remember that?
Most of the time when we went out, he played with his American Express card when we went to Buffalo Wild Wings and those kind of things. But I believe the sign to play cash. I mean, that comes cash.
Okay, all right. So y'all are there at the dance place and you see them drive up.
Right.
He points them out to you.
Yes.
What kind of vehicle were they in?
In his white Mercedes,
Okay.
and the plate seemed like it was CP something. I don't know what it was.
All right. And what happens?
He ducked because he didn't want him to see it. I guess maybe I thought saying, I said, well, why would they even see you? Why would they think you'd be here? But I didn't ask. He just ducked. And so they went inside. We watched. Had binoculars. Go inside. They go inside, and we sit there a while. Later, we drive real close by so he can see in there, see if they're dancing.
And what happened after that? Did y'all stick around there, or?
As we pull around the parking lot, pull up behind the car, he gets out and looks in the vehicle just to see what he can see. And then he runs back in and says, let's go. And then we wait until they leave.
So when he gets back in the vehicle, where did y'all go?
Just down toward the end of the street, close to, there was a semi-trailer park there, and we were just down by that because he didn't think they'd be coming back the way they came. They'd be going back by the loop or whatever, that's Frankfurt Highway or
Right.
Littlefield Highway, whatever that highway is.
And so y'all waited there till they came
Yes.
out? Was it still light, or was it dark when they
It's
came out?
dark.
It was dark.
9 o'clock, the sun was going down.
And what happened when they came out?
He wanted me to follow him.
Who was driving his vehicle, the doctor's vehicle?
Doctor was.
Okay. Was it just them two in the vehicle?
Yes.
And which way did they go when they came out?
Went south down the side street between the dealership and where the dance place is, got to the loop or wherever that highway is, and then went east. And we followed them until we lost them.
Whereabout was that?
We're merged into the south loop and then over to the other. Cars got between us. There's a stop sign there. We had to wait, 2-3 people, and I didn't see them and we lost them.
All right, and what did y'all do after that?
He drove me by. We went by Dr. Sonnier's house.
Okay.
He knew where it was. He says, well, let's see if they're there. He drove by, this lights were off, and
It didn't look like anybody was home, or
there wasn't, it didn't look like anybody was home.
did y'all stop there?
Hold on a second. May I make an addition?
Sure.
When we first came into Lubbock, we went by her house, and then came down, I don't know how it came down, and then we got off on Quaker, on 19th. We went by his house, pulled in his driveway and checked his mailbox to see if he'd been home yet, because it was between 6, if he'd been home yet from dinner, see if they were out. There was a block in the mailbox, but there wasn't anything in there. Closed it, went out, and then we went to the dance club. I'm sorry, I forgot that.
That's fine, that's fine. Who actually checked the mailbox?
He did.
Did he have to get out of the car? Did he just lean over, or?
I pulled around. If you would normally pull in on the east side of his driveway, going around the back of his house, the mailbox on the east side, I pulled in through the circle drive on the west, and it was on his side.
Okay. All right, and then from there is when y'all went out there to
Yes,
the
sir.
dance place?
Yes, sir.
All right, so y'all come back over to.
Just to drive by, see if they were there.
Yeah, and you didn't stop?
No, sir.
Nobody got out?
No, sir.
Okay. And then where did y'all go from
I think we went down Quaker to 4th Street, got some gas and a Coke, and went back down home.
there? Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you recall the name of the place where y'all got gas?
Gotten gas there several times. It seems like it's a Stripes, or is that what that is? Not a Town and Country. It seems like it's a Stripes.
Okay.
And it's on Quaker, right before the north loop. I mean, I guess that would be the loop on the north side, right there on the corner. There's
Okay.
fields all around us, all right there.
Yeah, it's a Stripes there. Who purchased the gas?
I don't recall, sir. I really don't.
Okay.
He paid for it. I don't know if I went in and did it or he did. I really don't know.
Okay. Do you recall if it was cash or a card?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't.
Okay, all right, that's fine, that's all right. And you mentioned you got gas twice?
I think we got gas. I already had some gas. We got Cokes and stuff for the road, and we got in, and then when we left, we got gas.
Okay,
I think I already had gas.
all right. So
I
y'all,
really don't recall on the start whether I just picked him up or what we did.
okay, that's fine. So you gas up there on Quaker at the Stripes, and then what happens after that?
we'd get on the loop and go to Amarillo.
Okay. About what time did you get back to Amarillo, do you remember?
It's maybe 10:30 or 11,
Okay.
maybe 11:15.
All right. And getting back into Amarillo, what happened from there?
Believe I took him right to his house. I really don't recall if we went and had a drink after that, because we talked in the road. I really don't recall what happened. I mean, it wasn't, to me, it was just like I was just kind of going along to get out of town, and
Sure.
I didn't know what was going to develop afterwards. I didn't really pay attention.
So let me ask you this, what was the discussion about the events that had just transpired on the way back to Amarillo? What did y'all talk about?
What best recollection is we were just kind of talking how to follow the guy and what their deal is, what their pattern is, and I didn't really get into too much what was going on at that time. I really just didn't really occur to me. I just thought he was, wanted to get out and wanted to see him,
Sure. Okay.
And we were still talking about the girls messing with him at that time.
All right. Did anything transpire with that, as far as getting somebody to make contact with either one of them to mess with him?
I never gave him the contacts number for either the two girls I contacted. I don't know if he contacted anybody else.
Okay.
But the two girls I knew, neither one of them, they both kind of took a pass.
Okay.
One of the girls from Amarillo, and she lives here and goes to school here now.
Okay. After the deal, when y'all are here in Lubbock, you go back, you drop him off at home. Can you tell me when's the next time that anything comes up about Dr. Sonnier and his girlfriend?
Probably within 1 to 2 weeks. I can't remember if it was the next week, the week after. He asked me if I would come down, and because he couldn't, he had on call or whatever. He couldn't. If I'd come down to see if I could find him and get a route, kind of a pattern, see what they're doing. I said, sure, I'll come down. Buy me some gas, buy me a meal, give me a couple cigars.
Okay. And
Did that for 2 or 3 weeks.
okay, let me ask you this. When he asked you that, did he call you and ask you? Did y'all meet up? Did he text you? Or
We talked on the phone, we texted a lot, and we met at places and had, beer, and he'd buy me an appetizer and have a cigar several times. I don't know exactly where. I know we talked about it, Buffalo Wild Wings, where he paid for meals with his American Express. That's one of the places we went all the time. And we talked on the phone and we texted. I don't recall. There was more than one conversation that just didn't.
Sure. Where's the Buffalo Wild Wings located? The one that you specifically that y'all met?
Around 49th or 51th and Coulter, South Coulter. There's only two in Amarillo. That's on the southwest part of town. The other one's over by the boulevard. I mean, by the airport. We never went there.
Okay, just the one there on?
Yes, sir.
On Coulter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Did he ever text you things about coming to Lubbock or following them or getting
Yes.
a pattern? Y'all text about that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. To this phone that we have?
Yes, but they've been deleted.
Okay, all right. So the next time, after y'all were here, that he says, hey, I want you to go to Lubbock and develop a pattern or whatever. When was the next time that you came down here for that?
Sir, I don't want to mislead you. I came down so often, from March, April, May, June. There's so many times. I couldn't tell you the exact days.
Can you give me an idea, like, are we talking once a week, every other week, how many times a month?
There might be a couple of weeks where I didn't make any trips, just a couple. Most time, at least once, sometimes 2, and even sometimes 3 times.
Per week?
Yes, sir.
And would he give you money up front?
Yes, sir. Give me cash money for gas, normally $100 to $150, something like that.
And tell me, since you were doing it that often, did you have like a set pattern as far as you'd get here, where you'd go check first, or what you do?
It developed into a pattern, yes, sir.
Can you tell me what that pattern was?
We first started out, I didn't know where they would get off work. I didn't know where his office was. So we started at the dance club. And if I didn't see her van, he described what it was, or his car, I would make passes around their houses to see if I could see lights or see either one of them there. He even had me a couple of times drive unbelievable amount of miles in Lubbock to check all the restaurants, and he would text me, well, have you tried this one, and tried this one, and tried this one, and I'd go around and see if the car was there. He was trying to develop a pattern where they would go out to eat all the time. And his thing was he knew they were out because he said that she required a lot of hand holding. She required a lot of attention. So they're out someplace.
So you would keep him updated on where you were at or what was going on?
Daily. When I was here, what's the next plan of action? He was always asking, I think we ought to do this.
Did you ever ask him why are we doing this? Why are we getting all this pattern, this information?
A couple of times I said, why don't you just, you're dating Ashley, just forget about her. He goes, wow, no, she fucked up my marriage. I want to fuck her back. I said, well, okay, he's paying for it. I'm getting some gas. He's going to be my business partner, and I needed him. And I wish I would have done more. You just don't know how I wish I would have put things together and done better. I should have.
At what point did y'all discuss the business part of it, where he could probably be your business partner?
We'd already been working on that for over a year. We already had a corporation. He was a member. We already issued stock. I had a third person come in and put in some money, and we were in the process of developing that. We'd already had it before. We were doing that while he was dating Rochelle. I think we incorporated in April of 2010, 2011. But we'd been working on it for about 6 or 8 months before that.
Had he invested some money?
He had put in, he hadn't given me cash money for the business. We had somebody else do that, but he would give me gas money. His investment with meals. His office manager recently had come from Allergy Arts, I believe, in Amarillo, an allergy clinic. So she knew codes and all that kind of stuff. And I met with her several times, and we'd go to Chili's, and he would pay for our meals and our discussions as I was getting the research to start this company. So I would say a little bit of money here, a few $100s here and there.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Let's get back to when you were coming down here on a regular basis to get a pattern on them.
Yes, sir.
Were there times when you did encounter them or find them and follow them? Or?
Yes, sir. On one occasion from the dance club, I found them, followed them out. They were both in both cars, and they went separate directions. I was going to follow him so I could get his deal, find where he was going. She went around on the loop to where she would go home, and he ended up getting off on the Slider, the Quaker. I'm trying to think the Quaker. And so I was trying to get on the loop, and then I saw his car and it was off. So I just tried to speed up, and then I ended up catching her van. I believe it was hers, right before she got to the country club, or Yucca Street exit.
Okay. And what became of that?
Just noted the time and told him they split up and I didn't catch it. There's a car between us.
And were there other occasions when you actually
That was pretty
found them?
much the only time I ever saw them.
Okay.
I'd been by at his house at one time in the afternoon, changing the deal to see if we could catch him off work, and I saw her go by and check his mail. I saw her a couple of times drive into the country club, down. He used to call a doctor over there, and he lived on Canyon Drive, Canyon Crest, Canyon Road, where she lived on, something
Right.
up there. I saw her a couple of times, but out, no, I never saw him out. Never saw him at dinner, never.
So once you developed this pattern about, you knew about the dance place or whatever, their houses, and you said you only encountered them once, where you actually saw them. Did it, at what point did it change? Did it ever change? Did he request you do something else?
He wanted me to go earlier so I could try to catch her, maybe even like in the mid-afternoon, catch her when she's from the school, and I can't remember the school where kids are, so I could follow her from, she actually picked up her kids and when she left the house. I had watched her house occasionally instead of watching his because we never could see him go there, and so we watched her house so I could follow her when they go to dinner, because if he didn't come, then she would go to him and I could follow her out. I saw her once leave her house and I lost her before she got there. She got out.
Now, when you would set up, would you go stationary when you were watching her house, or were you just mobile all the time?
Both, sir.
Okay.
A couple of times I stopped I was actually in the country club in the parking lot. There's one side over there with my binoculars. I could see it in her driveway. Saw her one out there raking leaves, cleaning that kind of stuff, reporting into Dixon. My whole thing was after spending enough money doing this, he would get tired because nothing's going to, and it just kept progressing more and more belligerent.
Okay. Did you ever have an encounter with anybody? I know that sometimes the police get called, hey, there's a suspicious car parked over here.
I
or
think someone
something.
took my place once at the country club. They pulled over right behind me because I've been there a couple of hours and they saw me in the binoculars and he pulled behind me. And then I didn't spot at her house anymore.
Okay. After that?
That was it.
Was it just a civilian, you think?
Yes. I think it was somebody in the country club member.
Okay.
Just saw the guy parked away from everybody else, binoculars looking.
Yeah. That happens a lot, and that's why I was asking if anybody had ever approached
That's all
you
I
about it.
I saw. Once early in the morning, he had me, as things progressed, he wanted more thing, catch him before he goes to work, because it wasn't working out. I didn't see him at the dance classes anymore. I think they finished. So that wouldn't work, so we had to go in the afternoon. Then he wanted me to stay the night. He'd pay for the hotel and come in and catch him when he left in the morning. I'm trying to think of the street right by Dr. Sonia's house, not 21st, but the runs just west. Is that Toledo?
Yeah.
Or Topeka? Is it Toledo? I don't
I
remember.
think it's Topeka.
Topeka. Which one's on one side, one's on the other.
Right.
Whatever's on the east side.
Okay, Toledo.
After breakfast one morning, I got there early. I was parked on the side street so I could watch 21st when he came out to go to work. And there's a couple there that came out in their house rubbing stuff with coffee, and they noticed me sitting up. And I don't know if they wrote down flag, but other than that, I don't think anybody ever made me.
And you were always in your vehicle?
Yes, sir.
All right. So was there a time that you did stay here overnight at a hotel?
Yes, sir.
And
Twice, I believe.
Can you tell me the name of the hotel where you stayed at?
It seemed like it's a Comfort Suites on the South Loop near Quaker and Slide. I don't know exactly if it's Slide or Quaker.
Okay.
I stayed there, paid cash, registered my name. Tried another time, but they were booked, and I ended up having to stay at Overton. My name, paid cash. Probably a week or two apart. One of those times, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think.
And both of those times that you registered under your name
Yes, sir.
and you paid cash?
Yes, sir.
With this money that you were coming into,
Mike paid for those. He would give me the money before I went.
okay.
David,
Once-
David, I want you to let him finish his question, okay? You're gonna time.
I'm sorry.
Let
I'm
him
sorry.
finish.
That's all right. That's all right. On those times, it was pre-planned that you were gonna stay the night?
Yes.
Tell me how things progressed from there. What happened?
He required me to, when I was going, spend more and more time by Dr. Sonnier's house to try to pick him up and what his habits are from the morning and then the afternoon, lunchtime, afternoon.
Did you ever go to Sonnier's workplace?
Yes. Drove by the Covenant Hospital. I don't know exactly which entrance was his, but looked at the parking lots what I could have tried to locate his car. Yes, sir.
Did you ever park and go in
No, sir.
to look? Okay. At what point did this thing go, okay, did you ever ask Michael Dixon, what are we doing here? What's the next course of action? What's gonna happen?
I don't recall if I ever asked what the next course. Conversation came up, we were at a club in Amarillo, having a cigar and drinking, and something came up, and somebody said something, well, you just, about pranks, how you could get somebody, and somebody volunteered. They said, well, just go behind him when he's not paying attention, hit him with a board. I said, you could probably kill him. And Doc went like that. We'll talk about that later. And
Is that what that means?
he said, he told me, we'll talk about that later. Somebody brought that up. He said, if you want to mess with a guy, just walk up behind him, hit him with a board, leave. And I told him, well, it could kill the guy. And we'll talk about that later.
What club were y'all at?
Butler's Martini Bar on Polk Street.
And were y'all sitting at the bar? Were
No,
you
sir.
At a table?
He was on the couch in the corner, and I was nearby. I just got a drink, and I was standing up when that conversation took place.
Was there somebody there with y'all?
We were talking about 2 or 3 things. I couldn't tell you who they were. It's just in passing. We had conversations all the time.
You said, somebody said, hey, well, you could go by and hit him with a board.
Yes.
I'm thinking somebody was there being part of y'all's conversation.
He was standing with us, and we were just joking about pranks. And I said, Mike, for a pilot friend of mine, and I believe it's Michael that said, well, you can hit him with a board. I'm not sure if that was him or somebody else, because, somebody else just came in and.
So this guy's name is
Michael Proctor.
Michael Proctor, and he's a pilot?
Yes, sir.
Is he from Amarillo?
He lives in Amarillo. He's not from Amarillo.
So what happens after you get the deal from Michael Dixon? Was there any more discussion as far as that there in the club?
No, sir.
Do you have any idea, like, time frame when that first came up?
It seemed like it was in the same time frame we were doing the research. When I was starting to go down there, the dance club, before we found out we couldn't find him. It seemed like it was April. Sir, I'm just giving the best guess.
Right, sure, I understand. So what happens after you leave the club that specific night? Did you get that, we'll talk about that later. Did y'all discuss it later?
Not that night, no, sir.
When was the next time that there was a discussion about that?
I don't know if it was the next day or a couple of 3 days. I believe we met and watched, some sports at Buffalo Wild Wings or Hummers. I don't know exactly where it was. And he was ready to do that. He was in the press, I was in the Army, and I would sign up for unassigned special forces, and I'd gone through some certain training, and he thought I might be able to interested to do that. And I knew another friend that was a Green Beret. Maybe we get him to do it. And I said, well, Mike, you're going to have to pay a lot of money for someone to do that, and I don't think Paul would do that. And I said, he might know somebody, but I don't know anybody. And conversations kept going. I said, well, if you're going to do that, you need to buy some gold and some silver or something like that. So when you buy some gold coins, because if you're going to pay somebody so you don't have withdrawals from your account, you can give them gold and they can cash them in as they want, and they'll never know it's $1,600 whack. They can give them 10 of those things, 15, 20 of those, whatever it is, and they do it. He goes, I got 3 100-ounce bars of silver. I said, well, how much is silver worth? He goes, it's $30 now. He goes, that's $10,000. And I said, well, and that's where the silver came from.
He said he already had it?
He did. He said he had hidden it from his wife. He has other stuff. He buys gold and stuff. We'd been at an auction with a friend of mine who passed, and he bought some gold coins and some gold watches and other stuff. He keeps that, and he has cash.
So when that conversation came up and that, this Paul
Reynolds.
Paul Reynolds, okay, was there a specific act that he was wanting done? Was that what y'all were discussing?
Yes.
And what was that?
He wanted him hurt, and then it gradually developed into having him killed.
And when
I'm
was
sorry, I really have a hard time saying his words.
Sure,
but
sure.
I'm trying to tell you the best I can.
I understand. Was it at that meeting that he brought up about not, as far as, we're talking about hurting somebody and then killing somebody. Was it at two separate meetings or was it that one meeting?
Sir, the meetings seem to run in my head together. We met
understand.
so many times. I don't have a recollection exactly which meeting it came to because I thought he was blowing smoke.
Sure.
People do that. I'm like, it's crazy. It's wild. People don't think that way. They don't talk that way. And it just got really, then it gradually progressed to where it's serious.
Tell me what he said that made you think, hey, this is really serious. He's serious about this. What was that conversation like?
I think as the trailing and trying to get the things, it got to be more and more, and it just kind of, like a tornado, it just kind of sucks you in to when's you go to work, where'd you go to lunch, when's you come in, what's a pattern. He gave me a gun. I didn't have any weapons. He gave me a gun and wanted to know exactly where everything was going on. And it just got to where it was almost a daily, what's the next plan? What do we do now?
Okay. Let me ask you this. Before the gun, tell me how he told you or how y'all discussed killing Dr. Sonnier. What was that conversation? Tell me about that conversation.
Initially, he wanted somebody to break in his house to make it look like, just a home invasion or robbery. There had been some in Lubbock, it seemed like I recall. And he had watched the news and he thought that may be something we could, do something like that.
And you're talking about breaking into Sonnier's house.
While he's there or when he comes home. He also wanted to embarrass himself and to be in such a way that would embarrass her. And one of the things he had talked about was going in there and make it look like he committed suicide or in an act of autoerotica, ended up killing himself by accident. And that's really, really wanted to do. And I thought that was pretty out there.
Okay. Did y'all discuss the specifics about that?
Yes.
Tell me about that conversation.
I don't know exactly the conversation. I can tell you what developed from those conversations because there were so many of them.
Okay.
Wanted a padded cushion, something around his neck, or me knowing how to cut off the carotid artery with the forearm, put him in such a place to where he was unconscious, pull his pants down, make it look like he was masturbating, and then go ahead and close it off. We went ahead and died. Something around his head looked like he strangled himself, like on a doorknob or a door, because as soon as he died, he was going to, defecate, and he knew that he would relieve himself as soon as someone's killed. Conversations were taken on place about how to do that where he wouldn't be able to grab DNA or scratch you or fight. And that's where the gun came in, because if he sees a gun in his face or behind his head, he's going to do what you say because you're going to blow his head off if you don't. And you can control him that way.
So was there a discussion about producing a gun and then he brought it, or did he just bring it?
There was discussion. I said, well, if I could do that, I said, well, I don't have a weapon anymore. I haven't had one for 12, 15 years. And then he brought me a gun.
Tell me about the gun.
It was a little beat up 25 automatic. I could barely put my finger in it. I mean, it was tiny, kind of bronze colored. Said he got it from his brother Monty, and that it was totally clean. At that point,
Did you ever check it for a serial number?
there was one on it.
Did it have ammunition?
He brought me ammunition. Had one clip.
How much ammunition?
What he brought me was like a plastic holder of bullets that you would buy, you know, in a little thing of it, and there were maybe 8 or 10 of them that were gone. I don't know how many were in the thing, 20, 15 to 30, I don't know, sir.
Did you ever ask him like where the ammo came from? Did he just go out and buy it, or?
Said he had it from his brother, and it wasn't new.
Okay. It wasn't me. So at the point that he brought the gun, had there already a decision had been made between y'all to actually do something?
I don't recall it being actually a decision. It was more an implication or implied, you know, we're going down this road. I asked him, you sure you want to do this, Mike? I said, have you ever, when you kill somebody, that'll affect you from the rest of your life. You'll have nightmares, it'll bother you. And he goes, doesn't bother me. And he,
And after he brings you the gun, was there any other weapons?
he only brought me the gun.
Just that one.
Yes, sir.
What happened after that, after you get the gun?
I'm not sure I know what you're asking exactly. What
What was the next course of action as far as this? Did you still come down here to do, follow
Yes, sir.
them, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The gun, the autoerotica, all those discussions were taking place as I was doing the pattern, following them. All those things just get kind of developed in the process from March through June as following them. I don't know exactly the dates.
All right. Where were you when he produced the gun?
I really don't have a recollection.
That's okay.
I really don't. It could have been in the parking lot of Buffalo Wild Wings. Could have been at a convenience store. Could have been by his office. I really don't remember, sir.
Did you maintain possession of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So you're still coming down here, still setting up the pattern as far as with their pattern,
Yes, sir.
and tell me what evolves from there. What's the next thing, significant thing that happens?
Pictures of the house, backyard, you know, recon work, points of egress, during conversations, information's volunteered, timeframes, things he had discovered about the house, about people next door, because they had a pool, you know, the time they're gonna be outside, how loud the gun's gonna be. Those discussions took place.
And where did most of those discussions take place?
I would believe most of them would be in Buffalo Wild Wings. That's where we spent most of the time, watching games and having a beer.
All right. So it evolved to the point that you were not just driving by the houses, you were actually going back there and doing recon work?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At both their houses?
I would drive by our house. I never got out of the car, except for one time. I went by his house several times.
All right, let's talk about the time that you got out at her house. What was the purpose of that?
It was, I believe, in June. Later, there was nobody at his house who could do it. He knew she was in town because of how he was following her on Facebook, even though they weren't friends. They had mutual friends that were, so he could keep track of what she was posting by what that was doing. It was raining, storming. I pulled into her driveway and looked into her, well, it was kitchen dining room window right there by her garage doors. He wanted me to look in the garage to see if his car was there. Because the rain, they wouldn't see my lights and that kind of stuff. Her windows are opaque in there, they're plastic and opaque, you couldn't see in. But I looked in the window there and I could not locate them.
All right, and so when you went to his house, tell me about getting out and actually going back there to do the recon.
Don't know exactly the first time I'd done it. I took a picture, I've destroyed it since then. Parked in the alley, it was dark, it was late. My car was facing west. I pulled just west of the dumpster right by his fence. Entered the backyard, opened the gate, took a picture, closed the gate, and left. So I could see what the picture looked like.
And what did you take the picture with?
An Nikon Super Shot, small little camera. It was on my desk in my apartment when I was arrested.
All right. And what did you do with that picture?
Never developed it, just looked at it, showed him.
On the camera screen?
Yes, on the little digital
Yeah.
camera screen. Obviously, trying to see security systems, cameras, lights, motion detectors, looking for things of that nature.
So y'all pretty much evaluated the picture to see.
Tried, it
that-
wasn't good enough.
Were there other times that you went
Yes.
into the backyard?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell me about some of those, like what was the purpose and what came about that?
As this plan developed between Mike and me, plan was laid out. The best way to carry forth his objective was to stake out in his backyard, wait for him to come home, rush him into the garage, scare him to where you could control him, and then either, strangling, autoerotica, or whatever it did. Several occasions I was sat in the backyard watching, waiting for him to come home.
And those times, where would you park your vehicle?
There were many times I could have parked and chose not to, hoping that Mike would forget about this deal. Most of the times actually every time, because of the construction on Toledo, the west side, behind his house, they were doing yard work, and there were people there all the time from 5 till 6 o'clock. I parked on the East Street, Topeka, if that's what that street is, where there's construction on the house, on the property, on the street directly behind 21st. I don't know what street that is. I would park there, walk down the alley.
All right. So there were several times that you were back there and nothing ever happened?
6 or 7, I believe, sir.
And would you stay there all night?
Normally about an hour, hour and a half. Once it was 2 hours, two and a half, except for the final night.
And during those times, were you still keeping him updated?
Yes, sir.
And how would you do that?
Most of the time texting, occasionally on the phone.
Actually talking.
Yes, sir.
And tell me about, let's talk about the actual day that this happened,
Yes, sir. I believe it was a Tuesday.
okay? How long had you been in Lubbock? Did you come here that day? Just kind of run it down for me.
We came that afternoon. I think I arrived around 4:30. They were still working on the property. Toledo and 20th, I guess, or 22nd. Drove around, parked right around 5 o'clock. Went to Topeka on the 22nd side, on that where they just finished some construction. Hugged the fence down the alley and entered his backyard. Pulled a chair from his dining room, from his outdoor dining table. He has a curved brick fence by his driveway. On the west side, there's a tree by that fence, and I'd sit underneath there. There's a gate right there so I could hear I was hoping I would hear when he came in. I sat in that chair.
Was it daylight or was it dark
It
when
was
you?
daylight
Still daylight?
the whole time.
And how long were you there before anything happened?
2 hours and 45 minutes.
And were you still having contact with Michael Dixon during that time?
Yes, sir.
Did you have contact with anybody else during that time?
I don't believe so, sir. I'm trying to recollect. I don't believe
Yeah,
so.
that's fine. I was just wondering. I didn't know, so I was just asking.
It could be a possibility I text him. I don't believe so.
Okay, all right. So tell me what happens after a couple of hours there?
Around 7:45, I'm trying to get out of there. This is probably gonna be one of my last trips. I spent more time there that time than anything. Mike was encouraging, keep the faith, be patient, he'll be there eventually. I just get through texting him or talking to him on the phone. There's a knock on the window. I'm hard of hearing. I never heard him drive up. I have a bandana on, glasses, bandana on, shorts, and I have my bag. In the bag is a gun with a Gatorade bottle on the tip of it, a pair of gloves, a knife, and a belt. I have gloves on this hand. My phone is in this hand. I'm about to put it in my pocket when I hear the knock on the window. I wave at Dr. Sonnier and get up. My other glove is in this hand, but it's not on because I can't use my phone with the glove. And I walk to the window, and he has lowered the window about this far from the top down.
And what happens when you walk up to the window? Did he say anything to you?
No, sir. I pulled the gun out of the bag with the Gatorade on it. I believe it's Gatorade. My hand in my phone. Pull it up to the window to scare him.
And this is still daylight outside?
Yes, sir. 7:45.
Okay.
Within 10 minutes of 7:45.
Had you seen him come up to the window?
No, sir.
Or that was the first time you realized he was there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what happens at that point?
I point the weapon with the bottle at him. Discharges several times. After 3 or 4 discharges, he's stepping away. He's from me to this gentleman, maybe a little further, facing me. He's backing away. He trips on his feet, falls to the ground. My glasses are fogging up. I can't see. I pull the bandana off, and it throws my glasses through the window into the house. My hand is inside the house. I am in the patio. Got discharges a couple more times. He's running across to I believe, the garage.
Did he ever say anything?
I don't recall social. I don't believe so, sir.
Did you ever say anything to him that you recall?
My recollection, sir, is I yelled at him to freeze, stay still, before the first gun discharged.
So he runs down that hallway. Is he out of sight from you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what happens? What do you do next?
I push the window in. I don't know if he's going for a gun. I don't know if I've ever hit him. I don't know what's happening. But I know my glasses are inside his house. And they'll have my fingerprints. So I push in the window and crawl in. I go around the corner to search for him, to make sure he doesn't have a gun and I can protect myself. I have no bullets in my cartridge because it's opened.
So you crawl in. Did any of the
There's no
glass
crawling,
break?
sir. I pushed the window in and stepped over it.
Okay, you stepped over it. And did you pick up your glasses?
Afterward.
Okay. So you're in, and you have an empty gun.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember how many rounds you actually had in the gun?
Sir, I believe it's 6 or 7.
Okay. And what happens when you go in there? What happens?
I pretty much run around the corner as fast as I can so I can intercept him if he has a weapon and he's going to come after me. As I turn around down the hallway, right into the garage, he's laying on the floor, not moving, not breathing, nothing. I check his pulse in his neck. He's dead. I go back in the house, look for my glasses, looking out the window. They're in the corner to the left. The left lens is pushed out of them, and it's on the ground. I noticed the Gatorade bottle, when it popped off when I pulled the weapon in, it fell over looking into the right side. I got my glasses, put them in the bag. Go back out there. Understand this happens in a fraction of a couple of seconds. Excuse me. It's okay.
Let me ask you, did you pick up your lens from your
Yes,
glasses?
sir. This pair of glasses and this lens.
Oh, okay, all right. But they had come apart?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So you're able to recover your glasses, you put them in your bag, and what happens?
Go back to the garage. Check his back pocket. There's a phone in it. Put it back. Didn't see a wallet. Double check for a pulse. The blood is running on the garage floor underneath his chest on the left side. And to cover my crime, I pulled a knife out of my bag and I stabbed him in vital organs 2 or 3, 4 times. The car, white Mercedes, is closest to Dr. Sonnier on the ground, toward the west. There's a sport utility on the other side, Lexus Infinities, I'm not sure when. That garage door is open. I reach above the Infiniti or the Lexus, whatever the vehicle is. Unlatch the garage door opener. Step outside, close the garage door. Retreat. Excuse me.
That's all right, take your time.
Through the gate by the patio. My bandana. I dip in the fountain that's there. I had blood on my hand, on my arm, where I scraped them, I guess, on the window. Found this way in my pocket. I moved the chair back to the outdoor table, wipe off where I'd been sitting because I'd been sweating. It was hot with the bandana, and I exit the way I came through the back gate through the alley. Got back in my car.
Did you take any pictures when this happened?
No, sir. With the exception, prior to him arriving there, I had taken a picture on my camera phone.
On this phone that we have?
It's been deleted. All of those pictures have been deleted.
Okay. And what was that picture of?
Me, a reflection of me in the window,
Okay.
sitting in the chair. My location.
And did you send that?
No, sir. It's deleted. I don't recall I ever sent any pictures of his location.
Okay. So you get back in your vehicle, you go back to your vehicle,
Yes, sir.
the black Durango,
Yes, sir.
and did you make any phone calls after that happened?
Yes, sir. I called Mike, Dr. Dixon, asking what he was doing. He said he was about to go to dinner. I said, that's perfect. You need to be seen. The balloon is busted here. He quickly got off the phone with me. I drove down quicker to the loop, got off on Q, down Q to a side street, switched my tags on my car, got back in there, went down Q, Q to Ernest, or it's
Erskine?
Erston. Went down Erston to University. Went set north on University to a farm to market road near way north of Lubbock. There's a small New Deal, near New Deal. Took a right on that farm to market road. 51, 96, 21, I don't know what it is, to I-27, and came right down wrong.
Now, you mentioned switching license plate on your vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Had you put different ones before you came, or
When I got to Lubbock.
did you already have some extra ones in your vehicle, or?
I had some from a friend. I was behind in my car payments several months before, and I was fearful of a repossession. I had a handicap placard I could cover my VIN number, my apartment complex, and with the plates they couldn't take my car. There was 2 or 3 Durangos there.
Okay. So my question is, did you change your license plates specifically to come to Lubbock for this? Or you had already done that to avoid the repossession?
I changed it specifically for this action.
And what happened with the plates that you switched out?
Once I put my plates back on, at a later time, I discarded those plates,
How did you discard them?
threw them in the trash. In Amarillo, I believe.
So when you go back to Amarillo, excuse me, did you have any more contact by phone with anyone on your way back?
I don't believe so, sir, except for another call from Mr. Dixon.
And what was that call about? Was that from you to him or him to you?
Me to him,
Okay.
I believe. Arriving in Amarillo. Just going to go have a drink, have a cigar, be sane. Wanted to know he wanted to meet me. It's 9:30 or 10 o'clock. I was already in Amarillo, past the cutoff that would be to his house. He asked me to come to his house. He had something for me.
Okay.
I go to his house. He gives me the other 2 bars of silver and a box of Cuban cigars. They had 5 Cuban cigars and they had bought me on a recent trip to the Caribbean.
Now, let's back up one a little bit. You said he gave you 2 additional bars?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about the first one that he gave you.
In June 11th exactly, my unemployment ran out. And I was receiving a loan from our company for $1,500 a month for expenses to live off because my unemployment was not enough to pay for my apartment and to eat. Child support wasn't enough. He knew I was my perception was that he knew I was getting antsy about this project and didn't have money and wanted, just trying to talked about having to get a job, something that might slow down the company. Before he went on his cruise, this sail that he does every 2 years, he gave me a bar, drove to his office, gave it to me in a bag, because I just wanted you to know I have skin in the game. That day I sold it.
On June 11th?
June 11th is when my unemployment ran out.
Oh, okay. All right.
My best recollection, the day he gave me that bar, was Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday before Father's Day. Father's Day weekend.
Now, when he says, I'm giving you this so you know I have skin in the game, what did that mean to you?
My perception was that he felt I didn't think he was into this and that he was setting me up. And by giving me that, he was equally liable.
Did you take that as payment, as a down payment?
Yes, sir, it was.
How much money did you get for that first bar?
I believe it was 2,600, maybe 2,700. Maybe 27, I believe.
Okay. And where did you sell that one?
There's a pawn shop on Paramount Street, Paramount and Olson. It's called Dameron's Pawn. I believe the owner's name is Robert Dameron.
Okay.
That, by the way, would be the exact day I received the bar, the day I sold it.
Okay. So let's get back to when you get back to Amarillo. He asked you to come by. You get the Cuban cigars, and you got 2 additional bars.
Yes, sir. 200 ounces, two 100-ounce bars.
And were they packaged,
No, sir.
any specific way or anything?
Just handed them to me. Are you talking about the silver?
Yes, sir.
Yes, they just handed them to me.
With a box of cigars?
It was a special box of cigars, five different brands, a box of 5, in a wooden box, inside a cardboard box that was unopened. Unopened.
Where is that box? Do you know?
I opened them at Butler's Martini Bar that Tuesday evening. Had one. People saw me. It's a pretty special thing to have cigars, 5 Cuban cigars, especially if you're an aficionado. I actually let 2 or 3 people take a puff off the one I was smoking, but I wouldn't let them have one of mine. Over the weekend, I lit another one. It was in my house, by my bedside, in my ashtray when I was arrested. The other 3 in the wood box, inside the cardboard, in my humidor in my house. My recollection now is that those cigars and that humidor's in my father's house. I may be wrong about that.
That's fine.
I believe that's where I was told they were.
The band on the, did they have, were the cigars banded?
Yes, sir.
Band? Did they have any specific writing that they were from Cuba? Some of them,
Havana.
you know, say Havana or
Havana, Cuba, Havana.
any particular brands that you recall?
Yes, sir. The first one I smoked, I'm trying to think. There was the Monte Cristo, an H. Upman, Romeo and Julieta. They'll come to me in a minute. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I was just curious, you know, if I was looking specifically for those, you know, if they were banded, some from over there are not banded, I know they'll have Havana on there, but I was
These are
wondering
all
which
banded.
ones. They're all banded.
The box had the Cuban tax stamp label on it. I opened it. It's still on there.
And the box is there also?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me ask you something. When you went to pick up the silver bars and these cigars, was there anybody else at his house?
I was told Ashley was there. I did not see her. Sorry.
No, it's no problem.
Did you even see her?
No, sir.
Did you see her car or anything that would?
Yes, sir. I believe her car was there.
If you need to stand up and stretch, just let me know and that's fine.
I'm afraid I'll get sick if I do. I'm just trying to hold this in. So,
You need to get up and stretch?
no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay.
You want a break? Are you all right?
If you need a
Let
bathroom
me
break,
walk just a second.
that's fine.
Thank you, sir.
So, what's more?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you.
You okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. You said her car was, you saw her car there.
I believe it was.
What kind of car did she drive?
That's one thing that was coming up, trying to think of what it was.
Was it like a car or an SUV or?
I really cannot recollect in my brain. It's sounding like an older SUV, but also had like a Camry in there. And I just don't, I can't tell you for certain, sir.
Okay. But he told you that she was there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was there anybody else there that you know of?
I didn't get to go in the house, stayed in the driveway. He mentioned she was there and brought it from the garage to me.
Did he mention anything of, did he ask you anything about what actually happened?
He wanted for me to recall what happened.
Out there in the driveway?
Yes, sir. I told him what happened. His response was, sounds pretty clean. I changed clothes in the driveway while I was there.
Okay. You already had extra clothes?
Yes, sir. Levi's and a shirt.
And tell me why you changed clothes.
I was going to go downtown. And I was in a pair of grungy shorts and a black t-shirt, a hole in it. And I was 380 something pounds, 5 o'clock in Lubbock in July. I sweat, nasty,
Sure.
bleeding. I changed clothes. I wouldn't be seen in those clothes downtown at a martini bar.
Well,
I mean,
Now, when you say you had blood here, was it from you bleeding?
yes, sir.
Okay. You scraped yourself on
Yes, sir.
that window?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you changed clothes there.
Yes, sir.
What happened to the clothes that you had been wearing?
The ones I was
The
wearing during
shorts
the
and the
event.
black, yeah, the black shirt.
Later, not that night, the next night, I discarded them in 2 or 3 different trash bins in Amarillo.
All right. So did you recount for Michael Dixon the events?
Yes, sir.
Did he want specific details?
Yes, sir.
And what was his response to you when you explained all the details?
He was happy about it. He was fine with it. He said, I sound like you got away clean.
And did y'all make arrangements to meet later or the next
No, sir.
day or anything?
No, sir.
Just left? What happened with the weapons in that bag that you had?
After Mike called me Wednesday evening, after he had a visit from LPD, 11:30, 12 at night. I was at my local haunt, having a drink. Those things were still in my car. I said I needed to get out of town. They were looking at arms and hands. And actually, I told them I'd been there the night before. And that they'd probably just called and verified that he was there. At that point, I disposed of the knife, the gun, and the clothes, and the shoes, and the bag. Everything I had was at the property.
And how did you dispose of all those items?
I went down an alley, on some houses in a neighborhood that was west of Western Street, south of I-40. Couldn't tell you the streets. I could show you where they were. Got out of the car, took the knife out of its sheath, the sheathing, pulled out a trash bag from the dumpster, stuffed it inside the trash bag, put it in. Went down the alley further, did the same thing with the knife. Went down a different alley, put a pair of shorts in one. Went a bit further down the alley, put the shirt in. Further down the alley, disposed of the shoes. The gun, I went by Lawrence Lake. I don't know the street name. I could draw you a map. Here if you wanted me to.
Sure, that'll be fine. And you said Lawrence Lake?
I believe that's the name of it. Donovan Lake or Lawrence Lake. I'm not sure what they call it.
And where is this in relation to Amarillo Lake?
On Western Street and Interstate 40. There used to be a shopping mall called Western Plaza. Now it's called Western something else. There's several stores there and 2 new hotels. On the street that runs north-south, just directly east of that shopping center, it runs directly west of a drainage lake. Can't be missed. It's been there forever. I believe it might be called Donovan Lake. I don't know if it's Lawrence, but I think it might be called Donovan Lake. I was going eastbound on the access road from I-40 from Western. When I got to that street, Lakeview or Lake Road, Donovan Road, I'm not sure what it is. There is a gentleman's club on the east side of that road, on the corner of the access road. I turned southbound, right-hand turn southbound. I pulled against the side of the road, a short distance away from one of the hotels. I can pinpoint like my location because in front of my car, there was a drainage ditch. There's a curb and there's an access for the drainage. I don't know what you call that. Culvert, I mean, where it runs in and where it drains into the curb. I got the gun. The clip was in it. There were no bullets in it. There are some trees that grow up from the lake entrance. It drops down precipitously, 45 to 60 degree angle. Probably 50, 60 feet deep. It's a drainage lake. And near as I can tell, from a perpendicular line, I went to the lake and I threw it approximately 40 to 50 degree angle back toward the lake, back toward the lake. It's in that quadrant. I didn't hear a splash.
So what would that tell you?
It's midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. It'll still be there. Nobody walks, you can't walk down there.
So you didn't hit the water?
I didn't hear a splash.
Okay.
I don't want to mislead. I did not hear a splash.
Okay, all right. But was there a chance that it didn't hit the water?
My best estimate,
Mm-hmm.
it did not hit the water.
All right.
The water was low.
Okay. Let me ask you this, the knife, where did that come from?
Came out of a cigar box.
Any particular one? I mean,
Gurkha.
it was part of the
Yes.
deal. Did you purchase?
In the process of purchasing it. A friend of mine had it, smoking buddy. He purchased it from the Heroes and Legacies at 82nd and Quaker. After he bought it, chose he had spent too much on cigars that month. Gave it to me. I had $70 or $80 with me, not having any money. And I said, well, I'll probably get it to you in a couple of weeks. After I got paid, after I got my unemployment, whatever it was. He was, don't worry about it. And I never had a chance to pay him.
Was there any ammunition left?
Yes. No, in the gun. In the holder, yes.
Okay. And what happened to that?
I discarded it.
Can you tell me how?
Threw it out the window on the highway. I believe it was on I-40 between Sonnier and Hope Road. It may have been further than Hope and Arnott Road. It was in the gutter, I believe, on the right side between westbound traffic and the access road. I believe that's where I discarded that.
What do you recall being the next time that you met with anyone to discuss about what had happened with Dr. Sonnier?
Wednesday, the day after, talked to Mike on the phone. He called me and said that he had been checking online and said that the body had been discovered in the afternoon. He called me to see if I wanted. I was already on my way to Butler's to have my use of alcohol. And he said, let's go have lunch. Let's go have dinner. Let's go have dinner. And we went to a hamburger place I'd never been to on 6th Street.
Who all went to that?
I got there first. It was called Texas Gelato or something like that. Mike showed up next, and then Ashley showed up. We could briefly discuss it before she showed up. I mean, talking 1 or 2 minutes.
And in those 1 or 2 minutes, tell me what that conversation was like. What was it about?
He was just recalling what he told me on the phone, how it was discovered, and that's all I can recall what he was saying.
Okay. And when Ashley arrived there,
It's not discussed.
nothing.
You have to understand, Mike and I, we met all the time, 2 or 3 times a week, for lunches, for dinner, I mean, mostly for afternoon snacks and a beer or cigar. It was not unusual for us to see each other 2 or 3 times. The previous year in 2011, every Sunday and Monday, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings and watched football, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. And when the Texas went on the pennant race, we watched all their playoff games. He actually attended one of them. And once we saw the World Series at either Buffalo Wild Wings or Hunters.
Yes. So, was there any discussion about when the police went over there and spoke to him?
He was nervous. Said I had to get out of town. And I said I had no means to get out of town.
And what did he say about that?
Yes, you have to.
Did he furnish you any funds for that?
No.
No? Okay. Was he specific about the police, what they asked him about, or anything they requested, or anything that came about that?
My best recollection of that very brief conversation was that there were 3 or 4 detectives. They'd been there a couple of hours. He mentioned Rochelle had put them onto him. And that they were looking real closely at his arms and his hands. That's pretty much all it, the conversation actually.
Okay. So, after y'all meet at this gelato place for lunch, that Ashley's there,
It's for dinner actually.
okay, for dinner,
It's in the evening, 6:30
Okay.
or something like that.
and this is the day after.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if it's not discussed any further with Ashley there, well, tell me what happens after that.
We have a beer, we finish eating, we go down to Golden Light Cafe, and he buys me another beer, and we have a beer outside, just visiting, talking, just, trying to be like normal. He's texting a couple of people he saw across the street and giving them shit, he's a prankster and calling and this kind of stuff. We leave, I don't know where they go. We walk back down to where our cars are, and they're sitting talking, and I go to my car, and I go to Butler's and have a drink.
So when y'all go to this Golden Light or whatever, Ashley's there with y'all
Yes, sir.
the whole time.
Yes, sir.
So after y'all separate, they go their way and you go to Butler's.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And now we're into Wednesday night.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me anything that happens right after that?
I'm at Butler's for 4 or 5 hours. I don't know exactly what time I got there, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm there at 11:30, 11:30 or 12. Not sure of the time, when he's finished with his interview with the detectives. I'm talking to people when he calls me, and I go outside to answer the phone. And I leave at that point. I go pay my tab, and I leave at that point to discard my clothes, the gun, and the knife.
Okay. So after you discard all that, then we're pretty much into Thursday.
Yes, sir. Thursday morning.
And tell me what happens into Thursday.
Thursday morning, I take my daughter. Just the weekend. That previous week, 10 days, my ex-wife had decided that I should. Because they were having difficulties. Didn't send me, I never got notice, nothing. Rachel, she said, I didn't have a problem with staying with me until school started. But Lori wouldn't get my child support and we have to take care of everything. I'm gonna need to go to Oklahoma because that's where our allergy supplier is, our supplies for our business. And I was gonna do that Monday or Tuesday anyway. But since Mike needed me to be gone, in case they called me for an interview, I could talk to them on the phone, but they couldn't see my arm or my hand. I head to Oklahoma. I'm on the way to Oklahoma when I talked to the detective.
Okay. And after you speak to the detective on the phone, did you have contact again with Michael Dixon?
Yes, sir. Immediately after I called him, that I talked to him.
And can you tell me what that conversation was about?
The only recollection that I have of something significant in that conversation is I recollected pretty much what I told the detective. But the one thing that came up that he wasn't aware of, he hadn't told the detectives Wednesday evening that he had saw me Wednesday afternoon for dinner. He goes, I was trying to keep you out of it. I didn't tell him I saw you. He goes, shit. I said, well, I told him, when I saw you.
Okay. And did you get any other instructions or any other information from Michael Dixon
No.
as far as related to the case?
Nothing. No, I can't recall. I was on my way to Oklahoma, and I was going to do that. He said, keep me posted when you find out, so I will. Because that's our next, this crap was done. It's all on. He did ask me, when do you think we can have our first clinic ready? I said, probably by the 1st of September.
So this is Thursday. Do you go to Oklahoma?
I'm on the road. My car starts feeling funny, so I pull over and look at it, and I got a bad tire. The steel belts are showing through. I'm not going to make it on that tire, and I have no spare. So I turn around and come back to Amarillo. I call Lane Auto on Tascosa Road and go by and see them and order some tires, and they said they could put them on the next day. So I go by the next day and have tires put on Friday and brakes done.
Did you tell Michael Dixon that you had come back to Amarillo?
Yes.
And what was the response to that?
After I told him I talked to him Thursday morning, they probably might never call you again. They just want to know that you saw me Tuesday.
Right.
Trying to allay my fears.
Okay. So you go back to Amarillo, you get some tires. Did you pay for the tires?
Yes, sir.
How did you pay for those?
It's cash.
Okay.
From the silver I sold. When he gave me the silver Tuesday night, Wednesday morning I sold both cars.
And where did you sell those at?
Same place.
Same place. Do you recall how much money exactly you got for them?
$2,600 a bar, I believe. The price was dropping. That's why I sold them both instead of just one.
Okay.
The price was dropping. I'm like, it already cost me like $200 or $300, so I just sold them both.
All right. So what happens after you get the tires?
I want to answer all your questions. Thursday night, Friday, Saturday. I drank a lot. I took a lot of things. I tried to kill myself. I tried it once in April and once in May. My wife had an insurance policy for me. And since I was running out of unemployment, at one point, I just thought I would be worth more to my kids are alive than dead. And I had gotten myself involved in this and didn't know how to extract myself and still do my business. It was in pretty bad shape Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday. I don't know exactly the time frames when you're asking what happened next.
Yeah, and I was talking about that in the, like, after you got the tires, working
I
on
went
late
home.
Thursday.
I went home Friday.
Did most of the drinking that you did you do it at home or was it somewhere?
After Wednesday night, after Butler's thing, I did it all at home. Other substances were involved.
And were you mixing the other substances and alcohol?
Friday night, when I tried to kill myself, I took between 15 and 20 morphine tablets that were 1 a day morphine for pain that my mother had when she had left when she had passed. I injected 4 vials of insulin. I took over 30 high blood pressure pills. And I drank close to half a bottle of scotch within about 15 minutes.
Okay. Where was your daughter during this time?
She wasn't there. I took her
You had
Thursday
already taken her to her mom's?
to her mother's house.
Was there anybody else there at your place?
Saturday morning, I remember seeing Paul Reynolds. He had moved in with me. We'd moved in June. I got a 2-bedroom apartment because he needed help, needed a place to stay. And he said he'd pay the difference. He probably went to finish the school and got a little nursing thing until he went off to school. I saw him Saturday morning.
And did you visit with him?
Just briefly.
Did he know about anything that you had been involved in at that point?
He helped plan it.
At what point did he get involved in that?
When he came to Amarillo. When he got through the trucking, he came back.
Back to Amarillo? And about what time frame was that?
Seemed like that was April and May. He stayed with me a couple of weeks in May, a couple of 3 weeks, and then we moved in June.
And how did he become involved as far as knowing about what was going on? Through you?
Yes, sir. He never met with Mike and talked to him about it. They had made acquaintances before, but he had never met, didn't know Mike. Mike didn't know I was really telling too much about to Paul, asking Paul's question. Paul was a Green Beret and had other training that I didn't have or methods, and he might think of things to how I could, get away from this and do whatever. And he's one that gave me the idea of the silencer and how to strangle somebody without a mark and that stuff.
Okay. And this instruction, did he give it to you at home or?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Tell me about when y'all discussed, when you found out about the silencer. How did that come about? And tell me what you were told about it.
I had seen a movie, I believe it was called Mr. White. Kevin Costner was the star in it. He was a professional, an architect or someplace, but he was also a psychopath and an assassin, just a serial killer. And he had used it in that movie. Paul had brought it up and told me he knew people that had used it, and he goes, "It didn't work just once." He goes, "You'll do it 2 or 3 times." And he was talking about a 2-liter bottle. Further from that conversation, on one trip back from Lubbock, being hot in my air conditioner didn't work in my car because I had a head gasket bad. It was very hot. I got a Gatorade. Not a huge one, but regular one. And after I finished it, I saw that the gun fit right inside it and it would hold in. I pulled on the side of the highway, pulled out a phone book, and shot a round into it to see if it would work. It doesn't.
Still loud.
My ears are ringing. You have that concussion ring. I mean, I'm hard of hearing, but it had that concussion ring. And I blew the bottle off.
Now, let me ask you this. Now that you said that I blew the bottle off, when you actually used it as a silencer, did you secure the bottle to the weapon, or was it just,
No, sir.
it was just put on there? Tell me what else you and Mr. Reynolds discussed as far as this. You told me about the silencer and how that came about.
At one point, he even told me, he goes, well, I don't think you're going to get this done. And I said, what do you think? He goes, it doesn't sound like you're into it. And I said, I'm just trying to find a pattern. And he goes, well, you could have had this done already if you wanted to do it. You have to stay there. His idea, the best time ever to do it would be in a rainstorm, a thunderstorm. Lightning cracks, people aren't outside walking, can't see, moisture muffles the sound. He might answer the door, front door. He said, they'll just pull up in his driveway, knock on the front door when you know he's there and it's a storm. They open the door, pop him, close the door, get in your car and leave.
Did Mr. Reynolds know that you had a weapon at
Yes.
some point?
He had seen it. I showed it to him.
And what was his take on the weapon?
A little piece of shit. I mean, he's had a bigger gun, it was a little piece of crap. He goes, you're a pretty good job, you gotta be close.
Let me ask you this. Did he specifically know who the intended victim was?
Yes.
Did he know the situation behind it?
I'm not sure I know the whole situation behind it. He knew about X and that Mike wanted that done. If that's what you mean.
Right, that's what I was referring to. Why this was going to happen.
Sir.
Okay. All right. So those days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, when you did a lot of drinking and whatnot, you meet up with Paul. You talk to him on Saturday, or you see him.
It was Saturday morning, I woke up surprisingly. And I was shaking. Stuff was going on in my stomach. Felt weird, funny. I felt very hungry. I got some chocolate little donuts I bought for my daughters, and I was eating those, and he came out of his bedroom. So he came out. That's what was wrong. That, I just tired of all this. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want anybody to hurt me. I want, my kids deserve better than this. I'm not sure he knew about the other attempts in April and May.
At that point, when you said that to him, had you at some point told him what had already transpired at Sonnier's house?
I don't recall ever telling him what happened at Sonnier's house.
Okay.
When I first saw that affidavit, I don't recall ever telling Paul that it had been done. I don't recall telling anybody that it had ever been done.
So you visit with him and tell him that, and what was his response?
The only thing I have a recollection of that conversation Saturday morning with Paul was that if a person wants to off himself, you gotta go ahead and do it. He didn't try to stop me. No sympathy, no compassion. Didn't try to tell me how he goes, just, I thought that was odd.
Y'all been friends for some time?
Since 1977. Went to high school together. He was my best man at my wedding.
How old is he?
49. We graduated the same year. He's a year younger. He's 50 now, I guess.
So
About to be.
Okay. After y'all have this discussion, tell me what happens next.
He leaves. some point, I talked to Dr. Dixon Saturday. I don't know exactly what time. The times are very fuzzy in my head, how the day progressed. He comes by to see me. He's going to Dallas, I believe, to get his Porsche. He had left it there when he went to the Caribbean to have some work done on it, and he was flying back and going to drive it back. And he came by, and I told him I was just going to finish this off. He said he'd take care of my kids, pray for me every day. I said it's not working. I took an Ambien, 8 sleeping pills, 30 high blood pressure pills, 15 morphine, and 4 vials of insulin. I said, and I'm kicking. I ate a donut and I just threw up. There were no pills, there was no gloves. I mean, there was nothing that came out. Before he goes to Dallas, Friday, Saturday, I think it is Saturday, he brings me some over-the-counter sleeping meds. 94 of them, 96 of them. I drink some more, I think what it was, snaps. A lot more, probably 375 milliliters of scotch, probably another 6 or 7 ounces of Crown, and I take all of the sleeping pills.
All of them?
All of them. Takes me about 3 handfuls to do it 3 or 4 times to swallow them all.
And these are the pills that Michael Dixon brought you?
Yes.
And what do you think was the purpose of him bringing you those pills? Was it
I couldn't drive. I was shaking so bad. There's no physical way I could walk to my car and drive. He knew I wanted to do this, and I'm sure, I was nervous about this. I didn't want to do this. And if I'm going, there's no trail.
And he comes to your house and delivers
He
these?
did.
Was
He
Mr.
did.
Reynolds there?
Reynolds, I think, was working. I never saw Paul again except for just a couple of minutes on Sunday, and he was on his way out doing something. Mike had taken the capsules and the tablets out of the box and just put the blister packs in the bag and handed them to me.
Okay. And does he give you any specific instructions or
No, sir.
nothing? So, and that's the day he leaves to go to
I
Dallas
believe that's today.
to go pick up his car. So now we're into Saturday. Anything happen late Saturday night, Sunday?
I slept till Sunday morning. Or till 3 or 4 in the morning. And I pull out a fillet knife and try to cut myself. It's bleeding like a stuck pig.
Can you show me where you cut yourself? Right there?
You can see where the tendon's cut.
Yeah.
I'm in bed, had a cigar, smoked it a little bit. Finally get down where I cut myself. It's coming out, and I hand it over and put it in the trash can. I wake up at 7 or 8 in the morning, Sunday morning. Bullets on the sheets, bullets on the pants, bullets on the deal. I didn't see any on the floor, but there was quite a bit in the trash can.
Had you fallen asleep or passed out after you cut yourself?
Yes, I just lay down and tried to go back to sleep, and hopefully I just lay down.
And when you wake up, what happens then?
If you can imagine the disgust that you can feel with yourself after being involved with what I did. Having tried to kill yourself 2 or 3 different tastes and scents. Enough to kill a horse. they come to get me, they come to get me. I have to do my penance. I'm not supposed to die. I stopped trying. Mike comes by, looks at it, told him, meets me at his office, he sews it up Sunday afternoon.
He came by your place first to take a look
I'm
at
trying
it?
to think if he came by there. I think he just came by that Saturday. It's the only time he had been there. I think he called me because we're going to have to clean that up. And I meet him in his office Sunday afternoon.
And this is at his office?
Yes.
This Sunday, late Sunday evening, or?
It's Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
It's light out.
Okay.
I
And
believe I actually go to his house later that evening, go sign out and have a beer, just visit with him a little bit.
so he sews your hand up, cleans
Yes.
it up, fixes it up. And does he discuss anything with you in reference to Sonnier?
Told me I need to keep my cool. If I can get out of town, I need to. He said if they had any evidence on us, they'd already have this. Very prophetic, I thought. The bracelets on us. Actually said that at his place, we're sitting outside. He goes, if they had anything, we'd already be in the bracelets. Just got to keep cool. I'd already wrote a letter to my wife, ex-wife, sent her all the other money I had left. Sunday I could drive a little bit. Told him I tried to cut myself, I couldn't before I go to his place. And he goes, you're gonna have to do it because she's gonna know. I thought I mailed it Thursday. I thought she'd have it Friday or Saturday. It might have been there, she didn't get it. I go by and retrieve the letter and the money
From your ex-wife?
from my ex-wife's mailbox. One of my daughters had texted me and said they were going to a movie. I knew nobody was there.
What did you write in the letter?
That I was sorry that she thought I was a deadbeat and I couldn't pay.
Was there anything in the letter in reference to?
No.
So you get fixed up by Dr. Sonnier, I'm sorry, by Michael Dixon, and you end up at his place
Later that evening,
later that evening? Is anybody else there?
No.
And what do y'all do there?
Just visit a little bit. He knows I'm nervous. He's trying to relax me, trying to take care. My perception was he's nervous about me.
Does he, how does he try to calm you down? Does he give you instructions on anything? What do y'all discuss? Any course of action?
He said, just chill. He goes, you got to keep yourself together. You try to send a letter, try to kill yourself. He understood that, because he knows how much I love my kids. He was just chill. It'll work out. Go about like nothing happened. If they call you, don't be available. They call, talk to them on the phone. If they think they're going to come back, then find a way to get out of town for a while. That's the recollection I have.
Okay. So y'all hang out this Sunday evening,
Just briefly.
okay? And then do you go back home?
I have to go back home. It's not dark yet because my ex-wife is bringing a whole folder of all of her receipts.
What's the next thing that happens that has anything to do with this specifically?
She comes and wakes me up. We go to bed. We're watching eat. I don't know. Go to bed. She's sleeping on my couch because Paul has the other room. I go to sleep. She comes and wakes me up. Seems like it's 9:45, 10 o'clock. Says someone's knocking at the door. And she gets in bed with me and we just hug for a little. I said, just don't worry about it. I said, it's too late for anybody to come by. I'm not expecting anybody. She goes back to bed. Late 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. SWAT team comes in and arrests me. I assume it's SWAT. Wake me up. I'm half out of it. I got so much stuff in my system. I don't even know what's going on.
Had you drank or taken any medications before you went to bed?
Not that night.
When they came in to arrest you, what did you think?
I didn't even think at all. I thought it was a dream at first. So that's like a nightmare.
Since your arrest, when you were arrested, did you have any chance to have conversation with Michael Dixon? Have you spoken to him?
No, sir. None, zero.
Now, let me ask you this. Who have you had contact with since your arrest? Have you spoken to your family, your
My father.
daughters, your...
I've written letters to my children, told them I can't discuss the case, and I haven't. Talked to my dad, came and visited twice, and also once when I was in Randall County, once here, and then he visited us a third time here, second time here, but a third time visit when on the day of the grand jury. I talk to him on the phone normally twice a week. We don't discuss the case.
Have you had any kind of information coming from Michael Dixon through any family members or anything, anybody? Have you gotten any messages?
Thank you for answering. That's not quite, I don't want to volunteer. I found out later from a letter to my daughter. He has a son named But the day I was arrested, they had gone to the movies, and he had a Jeep, and she had ridden in, and she doesn't want a Jeep anymore. She had relayed to me that he called her and said he could no longer talk to her, and said that he cried more about that than when his dad was arrested. That's the extent of the conversation that I knew about outside the family. My original attorney, David Crook, came back a couple of times. One visit, a private investigator assigned from Michael's attorney came, and we had a visit. He asked a few questions.
What were the questions?
I have a real time remembering the specifics, and some of his generals about Paul, where he's working. My general perception was he was going to try to discredit Paul in the affidavit. That's where my dad worked, where he lived. I gave that information.
Let me go through this list here, and the things that we haven't touched on, I'll go back over them. If you don't mind, and we can use this board, the lake
Yes, sir.
that we discussed there in Amarillo,
Yes, sir.
can you draw me a diagram?
Yes, sir.
So we can kind of pinpoint exactly where?
Yes, sir. Got the erase this?
Yes, sir.
I might do it on this pretty big board.
You need to take a bathroom break or anything, David?
No, it's my butt's sore.
Yeah, feel free to stand up.
Excuse me, right. I'm gonna put north, south here like normal. Okay? Western Street. I-40. Shopping center. The road here, I believe it's called Donovan Lake or Donovan Drive or something, whatever it's called. This corner is a gentleman's club. Jaguars, I believe it's called. There's an empty lot here. Big hotel right here. I pull this way, come here. The lake butts up right next to the street, all the way down and around. This street comes back around to the west, and it comes back around. I pull down this way. There's the little damage in the curb hotel, because I see it here. There's trees. I get out, walk across, and I throw it in this general direction. I see water down here. And the whole thing, it goes all the way across. It's big. If you come this way on the access road on I-40, you come right down here, you'll see it in the curb. in ditches, where runoff runs. There was one of those in front of my car, and I was in front of that main hotel. And I believe there's another hotel back here, but I was in front of that hotel, and I believe there's actually a street that comes in here where you go to PetSmart and the thing there. Sorry, it's not very good, but
That's okay. Now,
it
those
was around
inventions
45. I was trying to hit in the water. I never heard a splash.
what would you estimate this distance from where you stopped from here is?
150 yards, maybe less. Not very far. This may not be the scale. It may be a little further down here, but that's why I remember because I had one reason I remember the drainage. I had a passing thought to throw it right in there. And that's why I remember some from the car.
And
And there
this
may be
is-
more up here, but I'm just saying,
there was one.
when
That
you
you
get
remember.
when you get here and you see this, and this lake, this drops precipitously down. I mean, it's steep. You'll have a hard time standing on it walking down. When you see how the runoff water from the highway and all this stuff, concrete, it's all dirt here, there's concrete, and the lake is really deep, and it was shallow. There wasn't a lot of water because they keep it pumped out. You'll be able to look from this corner, that quadrant, and you'll be able to, they'll be in that quadrant where it's at. How I really can't pinpoint it because I'm underhanded either way. It's like a Frisbee. It'll be in that quadrant, right there. I didn't hear a splash. So if you start even from the hotel, 200 yards and go there, that's where it's at.
And
If I was there, I could actually pull up and say, I believe this is where I was at.
and point it out, okay?
Sorry, I can't
And
get
the
closer.
magazine was,
I believe it was. I believe it was still in there. I don't believe I separated. I don't think I threw it separate. I may have, but I don't recall doing that.
all right.
I'll leave that up and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, sorry guys, I'm not an artist. How'd you get the comfortable chair, dude?
I don't know. It was wild.
Let me ask you this then, going back to the silver,
Yes, sir.
do you know where Michael Dixon kept that silver in the house?
I do not.
I remember you said he brought it out
He brought it out.
to the driveway where y'all were at.
Yes, sir.
One of the questions I have here, on the Looksee account, it's an app on the phone.
Oh, yeah, my
Where-
camera. Yeah.
Yeah. When did you get that and what did you use it for?
I saw it in a magazine. I thought it was just cool as crap. It looks like a Bluetooth.
Mhm.
It's actually a video camera. I got that when Paul was still thinking about, we were still thinking about trying to be in the business with Paul, but after discussions, I didn't want to be a partner with him because he just too niggardly and he wanted me to run it out of my apartment for 6 months and he wanted to control the money and I was doing all the work. That wasn't going to work. Dixon was still in. He didn't want to give him a percentage. Got the Look-See. It cost a couple $100. So I I could surreptitiously go to a training class and see how they do the allergy testing. We were going to go to the suppliers and how they do the training. And I was going to act like it was just a Bluetooth, put it on. It doesn't really work that well. It's pretty cool when you get it to work. I guess the way my ears are, it would always fall and flip and everything like that. But it does actually work. And there was a couple of things stored on the phone with the look-see, and the look-sees was on my desk. I don't know where it is now.
Okay. Now, is there a certain username or a passcode?
I don't recall one. I think you have to have it in, you have to have it on, you have to have it charged, the look-see device.
Mhm.
You have to have it charged, and then you have to turn it on, and then it'll get with the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, and it'll come on. But I couldn't get the phone to show what I did without the thing being on. But there was an instruction book. It needs some more tech developments.
Okay.
I can volunteer what you'll find if you ever get it on. Save you some time.
Sure.
The only thing I ever did was see how well it will work. Went to Cassie's Gentleman's Club and tried to pick out a couple of girls a couple of times. Didn't really pick out too well, but you could see the club. You can see a shadow, the girl, but that was
Yeah.
it. So that's all you see is maybe some shadows of some tits.
Okay.
I think that's all I ever had on it.
All right.
But that's why we did it. It was actually going to be a training device, so we could actually show people do allergy testing and do one and the different things they have in a training. So we'd have something we could develop later.
Now, let me ask you this. Did Michael Dixon ever mention to you about wiping down the phones, clearing the phones out?
Yes, sir. Several occasions. One while we were in Lubbock, be sure to delete your texts. Be sure to don't have any pictures on there about the stuff. You can show me, I took pictures of his house. That's why I couldn't go in the backyard. Landscape truck there, or, maid service, blocked from the alley. I'd take pictures and show him, then I'd delete them. Anytime I wrote anything down, be sure to get rid of it.
Did he ever mention to you that at some point after Dr. Sonnier was killed, that he wiped down his phone, or did he ever wipe yours down?
He never physically wiped mine down. He relayed to me that he tried to destroy his by dipping it in water, and it still worked.
Okay.
He was my perception is that he was trying to clear his phone off so there wouldn't be anything on it. Sunday afternoon, when he did this, he showed me a code on his phone, and I said, that means they're trailing you. That code on there is a finder. I said, because I can do that on my phone because I have my daughter's phones, but the thing is, it'll send them a text to let them know that there's, they don't know what that is. I would assume, and he assumed, that was a locator where he was at, or a bug. He showed me that.
And what was did he have a course of action for that, or?
Less texting, less talking on the phone, more in-person visits. That's why he said meet him at the office to sew that up and go find his house.
And when he showed you that, what was he gonna do? Was he gonna just keep using the phone like that, or?
He didn't say one way or the other. He was using that, go about business as usual.
Do you know?
Yes. Can I just have a conversation with just for
Sure.
1 second?
They're gonna have to take us somewhere else.
We'll take you over to another office.
It'll take 5 seconds. We'll step out the door.
It's fine with me.
Or I can whisper in your ear.
If you want to step out, we'll arrange that. On the deal about the phones, we know he had a black phone and a white phone.
I didn't know about black phone.
Okay.
The white phone I only knew about was the Apple phone. The iPhone. That's the one I knew.
What color was that, the one that
The
he?
white one, the only one I know is the Apple was the white one.
Okay. Do you know,
That's the only number I had. I only had that one number.
okay. Do you know if he ever mentioned, or do you have any knowledge of him maintaining anything that has to do with this on a thumb drive that he always carried on him?
I didn't know anything about that.
Okay.
No knowledge whatsoever.
Now, the $50,000 investment,
Yes, sir.
at what point did he make that investment?
Mike didn't make that investment.
He
That was
didn't?
our third partner.
Okay.
And he didn't make
Who's
it.
the third partner?
Kevin Fleming. And he didn't make it all at once. It's nickel and dime. Open the office, buy a couple of desks, buy the computer gradually, and then as we needed stuff.
Now, let me ask you this. Other than the compensation, as far as, paying for your trips down here, the gas, when you were doing the recon and all that, the silver bars, was there any other compensation or promise of compensation, job, house, cars, anything related to this that you were promised for getting this done?
The only one promise that was there, if anything ever happened to me, I made him promise he would take care of my kids. There's nothing beyond that.
Nothing that had to do with the business or
The
anything?
business was done we were doing that before I even knew he even knew Rochelle. That was already in the works. We might have been incorporated before they ever started dating.
Was Dr. Sonnier the only person that was ever targeted for a violent act?
He's the only one I ever knew about anything, as far as trying to get even or anything. That's my only knowledge.
Do you have any knowledge, information about a letter that was mailed to Rochelle?
I have received that information since I've been in jail. Probably within the last week or 10 days. And the only thing I know about it was that he sent a letter, and I don't even know the contents. I didn't know anything. He had mentioned to me he hadn't had any contact with her in 6 months, since October, when they broke up. No phone calls. She texted once by accident, and it was nothing, no ugly or anything.
And how did you become aware of the letter?
One of the other inmates mentioned something. They go, "Oh yeah, I saw he's crazy," talking about sending a letter and saying he did all this for her, got in a violent phone conversation with him. And that's also, I didn't know any of that. It said it was in the paper. I didn't know anything about any of that.
Oh.
I've never seen any reports in the Lubbock paper, and the only one newspaper I've seen was Amarillo, and that was after the grand jury indicted me. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
May I, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Who said that? Who, did you say an inmate?
Inmates.
Yeah, they probably read the.
So I don't know if it's true or not, or
Okay.
what it says. I'm just saying, I heard about, somebody said something about a letter that he had even sent her, and I said, what?
All right.
Matter of fact, hold a moment. It was before yesterday. And I know that because when you brought the deal to me, there was no question.
I want, okay.
Have you received any kind of information or request or anything from Michael Dixon through inmates?
No, I have not.
All right. I'll tell you what,
I'm pretty secluded.
are you? Okay. All right. I'm gonna step out for a few minutes and then I'll be right back. Yeah. Unless you need a bathroom break, and here's another deal. We're fixing to get into noon. I have to be with my command, and one of the things that we're gonna do, I know we're gonna go look for this weapon. I need to find out from them if this is gonna be good enough, or if it's gonna take you going out and going, this is where I was at, and it should be right in that area. Would you be okay with that if it came to
Officer,
that?
I will help you. The district attorney, any way you need me to help you.
Okay. I appreciate that. And by all means, I'm not trying to put anything on you to make you uncomfortable. You know, we're having this discussion, but I know that it is very important for us to find this weapon. Number one, I wouldn't want some kid to accidentally go out there and put hands on this thing. And this is a very good little map that you drew us, but without seeing the actual area, you know, and for us, so we don't go out there and spend a whole day or 2 days looking for it. Sometimes somebody going out there and going, I was standing right here and I threw it toward that building or that tree or whatever, you know, would give us a better general idea as to where we can actually go out there and get hands on.
May I make a suggestion? Obviously, I would love a road trip if I went in shackles, just to listen to a radio a minute.
Sure.
But if you pull up a MapQuest, I can show you where it is on the MapQuest.
Okay.
And you'll be able to look at the picture and I do that. So if you want to do that and not have to take me, I'd be glad to do that.
We'll-
But believe me, I would love to get a burger on the road and a trip. Sorry, Freddie, I can't.
Yeah.
Come on, dude,
And-
I lost 40 pounds.
Here's the deal. We're already into 12 o'clock. You've already missed lunchtime
Thank you.
over there. So I'll make arrangements to get you something to eat here. You know, it takes too much to take you back or whatever to make those arrangements. We'll bring some food here, okay? We're probably gonna go to another area. You can eat your food. Y'all can sit there, and then when we finish, and we're pretty much really almost done here. We'll make sure after you eat, because I need to make sure that you eat because you've missed your meal. We'll come back in here, we'll finalize this, and we'll done. You can point out on the map.
Sure.
And if that works with our supervisors, then we'll do it like that.
Thank you.
Okay? Give me just a few minutes. Let me ask you, what do you want to eat? Don't get all crazy. You know,
Ribeye,
burger.
You know, any Burger King, any McDonald's is just great. Quarter pounder with cheese or chicken sandwich is fine.
Okay,
Fries and a Coke.
Fries and a Coke.
Yes.
okay.
I have a couple bucks in my commissary account. You can-
no, we'll wait till you finish.
Okay. Give me just a
Is there a
few minutes.
restroom on this floor or this hallway somewhere though?
Yes, I believe there's one down this way. And the only thing is with that door, there, we have to have a,
Okay, so I can't get up yeah, this way, yeah, okay.
yeah.
All right?
You said I'd feel better. I still feel like a shit. Maybe it'll come. Yeah, I know. No, I went to business school now.
No artist.
Yeah, I'm no artist either.
Dave, how long were you in the Army?
4 months,
Did you go to basic training?
yes.
Where were you at basic?
The Fort Jackson.
Oh, okay. I went to Fort Leonard Wood, but I went in the dead of winter. It was miserable. It was miserable.
Georgia in the summer. Don't talk about miserable. Humidity. I didn't know what a humidity ball was. You know what that is?
No.
Sponge ball. You put water on it and hang it up. And I don't know how it works or how they do it, but if it gets too heavy or reduced too much, we have to stop working because of heat stroke and heat exhaustion. And it got to the point where everybody was looking for the damn humidity ball because it was just so incredibly hot. I mean, like jungle hot, miserable.
Mm-mm. Yeah, heat gets pretty miserable.
I loved it though, really did. To get hitters at a cold sore.
That's a cold sore.
You ever taken Fanveer or Valtrex?
No, just the Abreva stuff you buy at the store.
Some free medical advice?
Sure.
See your doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Fanveer or Valtrex. It's for herpes simplex, you know, general stuff. You take 1 gram of that. So when you feel them coming on, you take that, and then one a day for 3 or 4 days, it'll go away. But
Really?
even better than that, there's a cream and an ointment. It's called Zilvorax,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like $50 a tube or something like that with a copay. Put it on there. Immediately takes the tingle out and starts healing immediately because it puts the virus back to sleep.
Really?
It's priceless if you get those. I have them all the time. When you get that stress and all the opens it up, you get cold because the
Yeah.
virus stays with you all the time.
Uh-huh.
Put that on there. It takes the tingle out, and within a couple of days, you see it's healing.
Really? That's pretty neat.
The reason I say this is when people have that,
Yeah.
you don't let somebody have it because where you have it, you have it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go left, right.
So what kind
You get
of
to
what
that,
kind of
you'll
drug
see a
did
stairwell.
you were you
Turn right
doing?
towards the
What were your
forklift.
drug rep business? What were you?
Sold Alzheimer's,
So,
acid reflux, cardiovascular. Trying to think, Crohn's disease, for Crohn's. Sold all those. So it goes all the way from the heart, cardiovascular, the neural systems in the brain, you know, to the parietal cells in the stomach. I just pick up on this other stuff up being in there.
mhm.
And if you have that, you know.
Yeah.
Zovirax, it starts Zovirax. Sometimes they sample it, but you can go and get 1 tube of that, and it doesn't take. You just put just a little. It'll last you a
Yeah.
long time, and it'll keep. It's priceless. I mean, priceless.
And David is housed in medical. When he said he was isolated,
Mhm.
so he's housed over in medical.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay.
What did you?
No, you're housed in medical.
Yes. My joke is you have to get a verbal reprimand and then a major violation, and you still have more freedoms than I have. I mean, I've been there 60 days, 70 days, whatever, and it's like solitary, 24/7.
Is there anybody down there at all? Is it you're down there?
I'm sorry.
You're just down there in the medical?
I have sleep
Section.
apnea, and that's where they have electric plug-in, so I can use my CPAP at night so I can sleep.
Oh, okay.
If you know anything about sleep deprivation, you can become psychotic pretty quick,
Yeah.
and I get that way. You saw me that way. The walls never closed in on me until this last Thursday. because that deaf mute guy was there. They moved him out last night. I got to
Did they?
sleep. Oh
Good.
my gosh.
Good.
I didn't sleep at any the night before. Not one bit. They turned the lights on in the morning, 4 o'clock, 4:30, and we had breakfast. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It's already morning. I didn't go sleep one bit. I had to go do medical or something. I slept for about 4 hours when he was gone. 'Cause he just barks and grunts.
Makes all sorts of,
Well, it bothers me. It's like watching a kid get beat or an animal get abused, and the guttural utterances and stuff. I mean, even though you know you can't help it, it doesn't sit well with me. I'm not that guy. I mean, that stuff like that bothers me. This thing bothers. I mean, this stuff bothers me. And when he's gone, I'm like, oh. You can't do anything about it.
now let's go sad things.
That's the hard part, because you can't get mad at the guards, because then you get, for being disrespectful, and they can't do anything.
Your neighbor's still there.
I'm sorry, sir.
The barking neighbor. Your barking neighbor. Is he still there?
The deaf mute.
The deaf.
Oh, yeah, he's gone. They moved him yesterday. Yeah, I got to sleep. I got to sleep last night. It was awesome. Poor guy. That wasn't his only problem.
He's probably a lot emotional
Oh,
Mental.
oh.
I didn't know you could lock a phone like that.
Sorry, sir.
I learned something today.
What's that?
I did not know you could lock a phone.
They have this little deal on there, and you put everybody do things, and
Dennis is not the most technologically savvy person.
if it's charged, they bring it in there. I'll show them how to use it. Yeah. Trouble I have with those, using those, store all your phone numbers on them. You can't look them up. You don't remember them.
Yeah, yep.
I don't have any idea what my phone numbers are.
If you just, you get used to hitting the button,
Yeah.
hitting the face. If I had to remember my wife's work number, it's just like, another school system's at 766.
Gonna go to the interstate Thursday night. They're closing the loop
I'm doing something.
from University.
Construction today.
No, it's an accident. That ain't.
Already reconstructing that. Like,
From like 4 a.m. to 7:30 or something. Wow.
still wasn't clear what happened. I thought somebody hit her, but then last night it made it sound like she lost control.
The radio this morning said she crossed the median. But they keep saying she was going westbound and crossed the median into the westbound lane. They're making sense. My son plays competitive chess.
Oh,
And this is what we're talking about, as a teacher got killed out on it.
oh no.
that school that she taught at, you told me about it. They got an awesome chest.
Good.
Smoke every day.
It attracts a lot of smart kids, because that's what the kids will be about.
All right. I have a copy here of some of the maps.
Easy. That's Western Plaza Drive. Now, I'm gonna use your pen, but I'm not gonna write on it, I'm just gonna point.
That's fine.
There's a hotel. Pull up here, it should be right, or there's a street too, I thought there was a street. Pull right up in here, and that's where you can get real close to where I was, because you'll see the drainage where it drops off. Walk, there's the trees, I walk across there, and I do it right over there.
Okay.
I never heard a splash. It looks like there's more water in there than when I threw it though.
And this is the same photograph, just a little bit larger.
I would imagine, guessing from this photograph, not being on the street, that I parked right there, walked right across the street, and threw it right in this area right there. Probably from that right there.
I tell you what, go ahead and draw where
I
you
would
think more
I
or
would
less.
think I'm right here. Walked across the street. This is the only street right here, and it's dropping down pretty significantly right there. I threw it that way.
All right. If you'll initial and date that
Oh,
for me.
absolutely. Is that all you want me to put on there? That's what.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like I said, that area. What's today, the 2nd?
Yes, sir.
No, I'll sign it if you want me to.
Yeah, and you can just circle that area. That'll work.
I would think, that's where I'm thinking of this. Sorry. I just screwed myself out of a trip, didn't I?
Yep.
That's what he's thinking. So he said, don't volunteer. I got you.
I have just a few more questions. So we'll go ahead and try and go over these. And your food should be here by about the time we maybe finish up here. And that way you can eat. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. One of the questions, there was a pad in your apartment that had Dr. Sonnier's vehicle information.
There was. What did it look like? I mean, what time of
I
description?
think it was like a spiral type,
Little pink one?
could be.
Yes, sir.
Who wrote that
I
information?
would imagine I did.
Okay. Just at some point, or is there any specific?
I don't know. I think it's just a remark, so I know what it was. Was it had his vehicle information? Like it was, maybe Mike told me on the phone and I wrote it down.
Okay. So in all probability, you're saying it's probably your writing?
I would say 99% sure.
Okay. Did you have a computer backup for your a backup for your phone?
No, sir.
Okay. The night vision in your Durango,
Yes, sir.
where did that come from?
I've had it for about 7 or 8 years,
Okay.
maybe longer.
Does it function?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever use it?
No, sir.
No.
It needs batteries. I never buy any battery. It needs some batteries. It'll work.
Did you and Michael Dixon ever email each other?
You know, I had an office computer. I don't recall ever emailing Mike. I don't know if I ever had that.
Okay.
Maybe Facebook, but no emails.
So you have a Facebook?
Yes, sir. Did. I don't know.
All right. Did you have email accounts?
Yes, sir.
How many?
2, I believe.
And I know we kind of went over this, but I want to make sure. Do you have any knowledge of where Michael Dixon obtained the silver bars, where they came from, where they originated from?
He told me he got them. He's had them for a long time, and he didn't want to give them to me too much because he was kind of keeping them from his ex-wife, Sharon. She didn't know he had them. And I think he had some gold and some other stuff, and jewelry and stuff that he would buy and stuff, and he would not let her know. It's kind of like his little silly investment. I know he had a lot of Apple stock, but I don't know where he got it, how long he had them. They were not all the same.
Okay. Did they have some kind of emblem on them, or
Yes, sir.
but they weren't all the same?
No, sir. Two of them were. He gave me one. He gave me the other two. My recollection of the other two, one of them was similar to like the first one, and one of them was a little thicker but narrower. They all had serial numbers on them.
There was some blood found inside the Durango.
You tell me where, like, what it is.
Let me ask you this. When after you left Sonnier's house the night that this happened, or the day that this happened, did you, I remember you said you had some blood on your arm.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a significant amount of blood?
Some got on the door. I tried to wipe it off, but there was some on the door. A little bit, yeah, it was a pretty good cut. These are scars from it. This is all part of it right here.
Okay. Okay.
And it wasn't all from Sonnier, because that same night, Dr. Sonnier's house, when I went to the club, I fell into the brick wall looking at a girl's ass, and it made it worse.
Made it worse. Okay.
But yeah, it was, but there was blood on the arm. But I thought I wiped it off, but there wasn't.
Okay.
I don't know if there's.
To your knowledge, has there been anybody that has bled or other blood in that vehicle?
Well, I'm trying to think. Shouldn't be. The only thing else I had a pretty good blood right here. Might have been on the handle. Might have been on the wheel. Might have been me putting some in the back. That'd be it.
And where did that come from on your hand?
Had the other pair of gloves. Had one on. One was off because I was using the phone.
Right.
Knock on the window. I go to it. Had my glove holding on here in the way. And when I push in the window after he's running around, I push it in, and I guess I scraped it right there because I had my hands like this, so I couldn't do anything. And this had the phone here with my hand like this, had the phone in my hand, and did this, and it must have hit my wall. I really it happened so quick. I really
But
don't.
that bled also?
Oh yeah. This was the worst cut.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about Michael Proctor? If I needed to visit with him,
His number's on my phone.
it's in the phone?
He works out. He's a assistant pilot or co-pilot with Hastings. Used to be a trainer, airplane instructor out at Tradewinds.
Tradewinds, that's in Amarillo?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when I was arrested, he was a co-pilot at Hastings. Books and Records, they have a private plane.
Oh. You mentioned you approaching two females.
Yes.
One of them about making the phone calls.
Yes, sir.
One of them, we discussed her name. Who's the other one?
Meredith Smith. Her phone number is also in my book. I believe she is also on my Facebook page.
Okay.
And the last I knew, she was working at, I'm trying to think of the name of the place. Used to be Firewater Grill out on 114th. It's something else now. Las Brisas. Bartender.
We discussed that cigar box.
Yes, sir.
From your friend, I think he was here from Lubbock.
You're talking about the knife.
Right.
Yes, sir.
The friend that you got that cigar box from,
Yes, sir.
who is he?
I believe his name is Nathan Taylor. His number's also on my phone.
Okay. Is he here from Lubbock?
He is. He's in school here.
Tech?
Yes, he's from Dallas.
About how old?
23, 22, 23.
How do you know him?
Thank you. Met him at Heroes and Legacies, 19th and stuff. One thing you have to understand when I came to do all this kind of stuff for Mike, all around that kind of stuff, for the most part, very much on the periphery. I spent a lot of time at the smoke shop when I was down here,
Yeah, Heroes and Legacies.
both of them. When I was supposed to be following him around.
Or a business card?
Looked like it had his personal name on it, silver.
You know, you mentioned Buffalo Wild Wings, the one you always went to, the one there in
Went-
Amarillo.
Predominantly we went there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Usually when, you know, people go to the same place, they know the people there, you know. Was there any particular waitress or anybody that always waited on you? Or was it just,
There's several. There was one girl named Sarah. She had a really funny hairdo, fogged up here. Mike hated her. She wore a Giants jersey once to a Cowboy game as sheriff of the Giants. So, you know, he'd say, fuck her. I mean, but he hated her. And she was funny looking. But there was so many different waitresses all the time.
okay.
We also went to Hooters on occasion. Erica. She was in a car accident. He was actually on call when he worked on her hand. I believe her name was Erica.
The license plates,
Yes, sir.
you said you got those from a friend?
Kevin Fleming, a business partner. His number's on my phone.
And the last one that I had, the inmate that mentioned, hey, about the letter, here's the kind of,
Yes.
would you happen to know who that
I
was?
couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I see some, I don't even have any friends who
Yeah.
are there. I'm trying to think who it was. Matter of fact, I might have, let me think. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
That's okay. On your Facebook account, can you tell me the password?
Should be the same.
Mhm. Well, at this point right now, this is pretty much all I have unless something else comes up here in the next few minutes, so let me know. But we'll just wait and bring the food in and have at it.
Okay.
Will you let me know as soon as you know whether he's got to go with you up there?
Sure. I'll let you know here. As a matter of fact, let me go do that. Okay, so we'll know.
Where are you?
At the office.
Is that what's in your office?
I don't know. He wasn't there when we left, so I don't know.
Caught myself, but you didn't even sing. I know, I'm trying. I'm
He's going to
terrible.
ask you everything he wants to know. You just have to wait on him to ask the question.
Zach, if you have any follow-up stuff, just give us a heads up.
Okay.
Right now, both have to be in Ector County on Friday.
Okay.
Matt had this thought that the courthouse may be closed for Columbus Day. I don't know, are y'all closed Columbus Day?
No, well, I don't know, sometimes like,
Monday. Supposed to plead
municipal
till
court may be closed, but the PD won't be, we'll be here. Yeah, we'll be here.
So I can't remember, or Matt may have something. We may have moved Ledbetter to the ninth as well.
You know, I have that in
How is the courthouse down in Ector County? Is it,
the nondescript.
yeah,
Yeah, it's, the people there that run it real nice, and the
Yeah.
person real nice.
yeah, I grew up there in Odessa, I never went to the Ector County courthouse.
It's one of those 60s, you know, hasn't been changed much since they built
Yeah.
it. The elevator kind of rattles when you go up and down. Like the courtroom that we're going to try this case in, I mean, you have to like bring your own extension cords if you're going to use your computers.
Really? Wow.
Well, they went through it like, there's a hole for a plug, but they never did anything with it. There's that kind of stuff. They're going to get exciting places. Vegas, Montana, Tulia.
Helps Tulia.
It was,
It's one really good place to eat.
What's the good place to eat?
Camino Real. It's on, take the first Tulia exit, and as you wind your way into town, it's on your right before you take the right to go to the courthouse.
Mhm.
The locals say there's one other place, but I haven't been to the other. It's, let's just say a real informal jail.
Interesting.
you know, when you get used to going to all the hoops to see your clients here at Lubbock, and you get some of these other counties. And
They
it's like, oh yeah, come on back.
They yell for somebody and be like, oh, use his office.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Go see you, it's kind of an act of Congress.
I'm sorry,
Just to go see you, it's kind of an act of Congress,
see me?
you know, compared to some other places we go.
That lake maybe a little bit full. I think Amarillo's got some rains this
Yeah.
last month, hasn't it?
Boy, if they've caught as much rain as we have, you're pretty full.
Our, one of our investigators who lives in Odessa shot us a picture of the day. It was raining. And, I mean, it was flooded over the hood, cars flooded. It was-
Down there in Odessa?
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to, when it rained down there in Odessa, we used to get in those rubber boats and we would boat down Tom Green.
No, really.
Oh, yeah, because Tom Green is notorious for flooding.
It's flat, nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean, it just blows up like a swimming pool. Yeah.
So South West Lubbock got a little bit better. You know, for a while there, I live inside the loop. And that Trinity Church in that part of the world, it's crazy flooding. I mean,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They finally
They finally got all that evened out.
thought, it's just flat. On our block, it's flat. There's just nowhere for the water to go. too much rain, looks like it hit the monsoon for a year. Then 30 minutes later,
It's gone.
doesn't go.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious when they're going to get all that construction done out there on 98th. And they've had that torn up for almost a year.
Yeah, that's still going.
Golly.
Is that the one that had to redo?
Mm-hmm. Almost an entire neighborhood, too.
Well, you think the new mayor's gonna get enough money to hire some more officers?
You know, I don't know. That's always a hit and miss deal.
Like 100 something short? That's always said.
Somewhere around there. But you know, I think they did when he came in, I think he cut budgets by like 1% or something. But they always divvy that up between personnel and all that.
Two more quick questions.
Truth, all the
It's
truth,
fine.
nothing but the truth.
Do you know anything about pocket aces? Does that mean
Pocket
anything?
aces.
Yeah.
I've played a lot of poker. Pocket aces is the name for, like, you know, you have like American Airlines, you know, playing Hold'em. You get 2 aces, pocket aces, you get them down, you know. Mike and I played in a couple of tournaments. I don't have any idea what that's referring to.
Okay. Your letter to your wife that you went and retrieved from the mailbox.
Yes,
Can you tell me what happened to that letter?
threw it away. Same with the trash can, the blood, and all the meds I took. I took them to a trash can. Threw them away.
Okay. All right, that's it. If you want, we'll step out here in the hallway, all of us. Our techs are gonna come in here and shut off the recording equipment, the mic and everything, and we'll come back in here and you can eat your food,
Thank you.
okay? And we're done.
You need him out or him staying here?
No, we'll all go out there in the hallway.
David Shephard accepted a plea deal for Dr. Sonnier's murder in 2013 and is currently serving a life sentence in prison. It was found that the two doctors knew each other through an ex-girlfriend of Dr. Dixon. She started dating Dr. Sonnier shortly after their relationship ended. Dr. Dixon paid David Shephard $10,000 in silver bars and a box of Cuban cigars. Dr. Dixon was also convicted of murder in 2015, but actually had his conviction overturned after an appeal in 2018. He was actually released on bond while he awaited his retrial. Dr. Dixon was eventually resentenced to life in prison without parole. I want to thank all of you for watching. We have a lot more coming soon. Please make sure you're subscribed, and we will see you in the next one.